we go. That was Neujack's introduction. What's good? I just did it on the B-pad, which you guys hardly didn't hear on that side. Sorry, I'm doing it live on my IG. They can't hear it until it gets uploaded.
Yeah, it'll hear
that
it.
That was a cool little soundboard. Honestly, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, whoever came up with that, shout out to you.
Thank you for letting me fuck up your shit.
Yeah. It sounded like that Anderson .Paak song. I think that's
kind of what it reminded me of, honestly.
It sounded like, what is it? Oh no, Dang! It sounded like Dang.
Oh, fucking don't too soon. Wait, yeah.
It's sad that I thought of it being an Anderson .Paak song. It technically isn't, but it feels like it.
Well, it is his. I mean, it's both their
He's
song.
On there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he made the beat.
He always takes over the song, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a very good song. Mac Miller had a lot of soul behind him, so it was a very well fitted song for sure.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a nice track, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it sounded like it was that, and then mixed with some other stuff.
Mars, can you hear Zach? I mean, say something if you can hear him talk.
Oh yeah, can you hear? He probably can, most likely.
Yeah, he's like a black mom. He's always just like, "I hear you, motherfucker," and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you like hide in fucking ways.
I hear you. Mars appears.
Mars appears.
A wild Mars appeared. So what's up? How you doing, Neujack?
I think I'm okay. Yeah, I've been going through a lot. Been playing a lot. Been fucking living life, and just it's been a lot. I just been dealing with it the best way I can, but I mean, can't complain. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm here. You know. So
yeah,
that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that was like a big reflection, like on my birthday too. It was just like because usually my birthday is like kind of really depressing. But I think that's like the big fucking, yeah, he said, "I hear you, motherfuckers." No, I think that's the thing, because that's I reminded somebody else. I was like, it's all you can really ask for, because I used to get very depressed on my birthday. But it's just like, you're here. And like, as far as how like far we've came along, like not many people have made it this far, especially in our age group and like people we've known. Like,
yeah,
it's very lucky and grateful to be alive, because, yeah, a lot of us don't make it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I mean, not to be like on a psycho, like, oh my God, like live every day to your last, but I mean, it could be, it can't be, but at the same time, it's just like, yes, just live it gracefully and gratefully. So,
yeah, it is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
It's something to be grateful for.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, I've been doing a lot though. I mean, the thing I need to stop doing is working myself to the fucking bone and actually take a vacation or learn how to relax. But I mean, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
The heartbreak has been making me make greater music than ever.
It always is. It's like kind of frustrating that it's like that.
I hate that.
It's like, yeah.
Actually, no. When I was like, I don't know if you saw that on my Instagram story. Like that day, Thursday, when I got done rehearsing from here. We're in Pirate Studios, by the way. When I got done rehearsing from here, I was like, well, I felt good, like playing, and I was like good to let off some steam. But as I was walking back to the car, I was like, dude, this fucking hurts, and I fucking hate this feeling. And I do not miss it whatsoever. But I was like, I need to process this. I can't run away from it, because it's just going to worsen if I do. And like, but I mean, good music does come from it. Agent, who we were talking to at the show last night, he was saying that he was like, yeah, like all of our artistic value comes from like, you know, traumas or hurt or what we feel, and we just transcribe it, you know, with what we make. And that's what's like the beauty from the pain, you know, which is true. I mean, it comes to like, you know, all the stuff we make does come from good feelings also, but like, a majority of it starts from like us trying to like translate what we're feeling into like something else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like hurt, pain, and like that kind of just starts from there. I mean, if you're feeling good and making art, that's great. But I mean, it usually kind of starts from a dark place, honestly.
Yeah, and like a lot of times, what sucks is like you'll have a favorite artist and then they get successful and then their music's not as interesting anymore.
Yeah, I get it. Like someone said that about not Lana. Well, I think Lana too, but Adele, when she used to make like very heartbreaking breaking music, and then like someone break her heart again because her fucking music was better when her heart was broken. And it's like. It kind of sucks when it's true like that. But,
yeah, it does happen like that. Yeah.
So it is what it is. No, it's not. It is what it is. That's just how it plays out, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I believe in divine timing, and when shit like that happens to you, it's like, well, it happens to you for a reason. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like there's a positive way to look at that. Is it's like when you're at your worst, you're coming up with your best stuff. So it's like that's not a bad thing.
That meme.
But then when you're doing well, you're doing well. You're happy.
Yeah, exactly. So that meme that you liked, where it's like, with God seeing you fall in love with someone who's using you for character development. It's just like, sorry, bro. I'm like, oh my God, that's like a fucking bite. It's so true though. And I'm like, dude, I'm tired of the fucking character development. Just let me fucking win.
Developed enough.
Yes, like I'm tired of these trials and fucking character developments.
Yeah,
dude. Let me win.
I've been through enough already.
Exactly.
It's old.
No more.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Then La Toxica had to show up.
La Toxica. That always. It's funny how girls just like they're proud of that. They put it on their cars and shit. La Toxica.
That's what's worse is that they're proud of it. But I mean, it's to each his own. I mean, I don't want to have nowhere near me. But I mean, yeah, you go do that somewhere else.
Yeah, like how is that a good thing? You know, you're saying you're toxic and you're saying it's a good thing.
I mean, somehow I guess they're just trying to find a balance. I mean, maybe they're just trying to like find like their sign of justification. But I mean, okay. I mean, if we're gonna get very philosophical on it, there cannot be yin and yang. There cannot be a balance without, darkness. So maybe it balances life out.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, that's like if we're going way in depth with it, like it's at the very roots, like there is no light without dark. There's no dark without light. So.
Well, it does make you appreciate like good people more.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
As far as me looking for that, you stay the fuck away from me. Like, I ain't trying to be with all that shit.
That's what when I see like the people will talk about like how their relationship problems or like how people said they related to that Kendrick song "We Cry Together." I'm like, I have never been arguing with a girl like that.
I could see how people relate to that. I have never done that.
That's sad.
But I've heard that. I've been around it, especially when we're in the hood. Like when I was hearing that song, I was like, this just sounds like living in the apartment complex as a fucking kid.
And I'm not saying those aren't real arguments, but it was crazy when people were like, "Oh my God, this is like me," and they were like saying it like proudly. I'm like,
yeah,
that shit's not good, bro.
No,
like you should,
especially on top of that, like I knew it was coming. Like it was a fucking like hateful argument. It was like very cutthroat, and at the very end they're all like, oh, we make it up with like fucking each other, and I was like, why does it always have to fucking be like that? Like it's like a very tough love.
Makeup sex.
Yeah, like a very tough love, and I'm just like, I don't know what gets people off like that, but I mean, that's you, that ain't me. Sorry. So
yeah,
personal values, I guess.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
But we hurt each other like that. We cry together, like how the song states. That's like literally what we do. We just hurt the fuck out of each other and shit.
It's pretty wild. I'm never like trying to do that. From my perspective, I'm always like, I'm trying to build my woman up. Like I'm always like trying to. As
you should. I mean, you got to remember that you're
special.
Exactly. You're a team.
Yeah.
We're stronger together. Like if anything teaches us about being where we're at, stationary to our existence, is that we're stronger together, especially in teams, especially as friends and family, and especially if you have a fucking significant other. If you have a significant other, that's like your other piece of the puzzle, and you should be valuing them into a point where it supports them to make your growth. Because you can't grow yourself and shine like a star if the person with you is not doing the same thing. You're not uplifting them in the same manner.
Yeah, it's true, honestly. And I don't know. To me, I'm just like, I'd rather have you feeling good about yourself. And the problem I run into a lot of times is like, let's say like a relationship is coming to an end, and then they have all this like negative stuff to say about me. Like I don't like go with that. Like I won't say the negative stuff to them, so they think that they didn't do anything wrong. But it's like, but for me, I'm like, I'm actually trying to like make it like a healthy environment.
Yeah,
because they'll just go off sometimes and like find every little thing. And for me, I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm not trying to tear you down. Like that's not my.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, but
some people look for that though. Some people want like because they're used to the hurt, like they're used to the pain.
They're used to toxic love.
Yeah. And then it starts from somewhere in childhood. Yeah, if you don't heal it yourself,
probably their parents.
Yeah,
stuff,
if you don't heal it yourself, if you don't figure it out yourself, then you're going to be used to that type of love, and then you're going to keep going back to that type of love and looking into that love with amongst other relationships and people.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm not going to name any names at all, but I have friends that are like that, where they're like so used to like someone hurting them, and they'll keep going back and confessing feelings, or like. Just doing this and crying over this person repetitively because they're like seeing that love that their parents did and also received that love when they were a child. And then they just grows up kind of like in the same matter. You gotta you got to learn for yourself to be like, okay, I don't need that. I'm more worthy than this. You know, like I need to fucking grow from whatever I was before or whatever that was before.
Yeah.
So it depends on you, really, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's like it depends. Like you can make what you want out of it, you know. At the end of the day. Yeah. But yeah, people are used to that. So and we talked about that before, where it's like they're used to there being some type of catch, like, oh, they're doing this, like, yeah, they treated me good, but it's only because they did this, or you know, like they hurt me somehow, so you know,
yeah.
So it's almost like, oh, they don't really like subconsciously they're like they don't really love me if they're not hurting me, which is a wild thing. But that's
some people are just used to the hurt. It's
like they
weird.
don't yeah, like they don't care enough. They don't care about me if they're not hurting me. Basically,
yeah. Basically,
they want the arguments.
I think that's like what it is. Yeah, it shows like you're fighting for what you love, and it's just like, yeah. I mean, in a sense, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, fight for your love, but and if you're fighting for it in ways like that, I'm just like, I feel like it's just like self-inflicting damage. Like it's really just like harmful to you in some way.
Yeah, and there's all the girls that talk about like they want someone to be their peace and stuff. But I don't think they really want that.
Yeah, men too. No, I feel like women say that, but I feel like it comes from men like a lot more. I feel like men fucking say that because they want like comfort and like to be like confounded and like comforted and just be like, please, like help me in this situation. And that's like their answer is like, I'm gonna find a woman or a significant other that's gonna fucking give me like peace. But it's like, nah, dude, like namaste shit like that, like. Peace comes from within, and you should everything that you're looking for outside is already within you, and you need to dig in within yourself to actually know, like, you know, the love and the peace you're looking for is just already like amongst you.
Yeah,
it's just got to be, you know, in practiced, and you got to like really kind of pick away and dig apart of like the parts that you don't like and do like, and really figure out, you know, what the balance is. And trust me, I've been trying to deal with that, and it's a lot because here's the thing. People like don't want to go on a self-healing journey sometimes because it fucking hurts, and no one wants to like really hurt that much because they don't want to feel all the shit they've been running away from. But in the long run, that's just the best fucking possible thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah,
and for whoever you spend your life with, on all your friends and family too. Because if you just keep going back to like the pain, the abuse, the alcohol, the drugs, and you just keep relapsing and just running away from that character, like. You're never going to grow. You're just going to be stationary. And it's just like, it's going to be like rotting, decaying food. It's just going to be there and it's just going to, you know, suck up all those bacteria and shit like that. So it's not good in the long run.
Nah, it's a easy, you know, it's like a comfort thing. They get comfortable with like being in that situation. So they just fall into those traps.
Yeah, for sure.
The same things going on over and over again. What? This is pretty random, but
okay, sure.
It was well, I actually started writing some of these before I knew you were going to be on, but I thought they were interesting topics. One thing that I thought, have you seen? I mostly see it on social media where they'll edit an article, like if it says like the title of an article could be offensive, so they'll edit words in it. So you'll get these articles that'll say something like 17 dead in mass S******ing, and I'm like, what did they eat? Like, it looks like they died in like a mass shitting, you know? Because they censor it to where it's like, you know what I mean? It's like
that deserves a round of applause.
Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that when I see it.
Yeah,
you've seen that, right? Where it's like, oh, it's like like a mass shitting. Or
I don't even trust some like sources of writing anymore because I just feel like it's so tailored. I just feel like it's so altered, and it's just like, where are you getting this like facts from? Especially New York Post. I see it post shit from New York Post and New York Times. I'm like, I feel like this is just could be taken with a grain of salt. Like it's literally like Fox to the maximum.
I think New York Post, is like more right wing. Right?
Yeah. It's just so much. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, well, we know Fox. I mean, Fox is always like that. Yeah.
I try to stray away from the news. I'll read other resources. I'll try to like dig for like actual, you know, people that are out there. Somewhat, I don't know, journalists. I thought of journalists actually, but I don't know, random.
Yeah, it is random.
Yeah, because it's just hard to get like actual facts now because it's just so all over the place and everyone has an individual opinion and then they try to like go from a different mindset and it's just, I don't know, it's so all over the place.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of a collective thing. I feel like you can't just stick to one resource. You have to kind of like research it a bit and then be like kind of gain from what everyone's intake is and be like, okay, like how can I go about this then?
I always research stuff before I post it if it's questionable. Like I'll look it up because a lot of people just repost shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I always like look like, is this actually true? And like half the time it's not even true.
Yeah.
So I won't post it.
Fake news, dude.
Yeah. What's funny, I get in trouble. Like I get in trouble for the stupidest shit. One thing I got in trouble for recently, they bailed out the banks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got in trouble because I reposted something.
How can you even bail out the banks? That's insane.
It showed all the money they spent on the bailing out the banks, and it said what they could have spent it on. And I got like an account like violation. They said that it was missing context, but it's not missing context. It's like
they don't want you posting about that, bro. They don't want people being aware of that. They don't want people. Come on, no, they do not want that out there for people to know.
Yeah,
at all. Because if that's resource that all of us start gaining, and we should be actually gaining that kind of, then they're going to be like, oh shit, we're collapsing, which they should be.
I noticed that like once I started like, I'm not even saying that the vaccines don't work or anything like that, but once I said anything that was like, this is weird,
questionable,
like,
exactly.
Then it's like all of a sudden I get super shadow banned.
Big Brother is watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even this, but I'm not in trouble on YouTube yet, so I've been using that to my advantage.
Okay, that's weird. I'm surprised. A lot could happen. I've heard so much happens on YouTube where just banned for nothing, banned for shit. Also TikTok. TikTok has done some random fucking banning for no reason. I
got in trouble on there for posting myself as a kid. It was a video I made, and I had like my shirt off, and I got in trouble for that.
Oh,
I thought that was weird.
They probably, I guess, I see what they're trying to get at there, but no, that's really weird. No, there's a lot of people I've had followed, or even people I know that like were up there in numbers, like probably like 100K or something like that, like a little bit up there, or 300K, and they just had their fucking account deleted because of just something random, and I'm just like, that sucks. You lose all that material and all that shit you worked on, and like it's just gone. Like, okay.
And now that's why you see. I probably got to get better at it, but like that's why you see these accounts that, like the bigger accounts, they don't post anything risky anymore. It's all just like straight like corporate shit where it's like, they never post anything risky at a certain point. Although I did see that girl, what's her name, Coy Leroy? I don't know how you say it. Coy Leroy, my bad. I always want to say Leroy. Coy Leroy.
Like it's a fighter.
Like Roy's our boy. Yeah. But I seen her nipples on Instagram the other day, like, and I was like, that's weird that this girl with like millions of followers doesn't get in trouble for that, but I get in trouble for fucking pointing out the bank shit.
It's just, I don't know,
reposting someone else,
Girls get away with a lot. They own the internet, and on top of that, like,
that's
it's just
true.
like, it's honestly just like, oh, they're expressing themselves. Like, it's just like, let us be us in our sexuality, and I don't know. Because if we try to mansplain it, we're gonna be
mansplain. There is woman-splaining too, though. Nobody talks about that.
Mars says fan base is where it's at, bros.
Fan base is where it's at. Oh, is he on fan base? Is that
Are you on OnlyFans? Is that what you're saying?
Fan base.
Bitch.
Getting based.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing.
Basting. Oh yeah, we could kind of involve Mars in this. Yeah,
kind of over there cooking up some of them greens. No, I'm just playing.
you're gonna end up getting me demonetized.
I say some outlandish shit. I'm sorry. My bad.
About to hit a new stride in this fool. Over there cooking up them greens.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
I'm
like
all over the place.
This reminds me of that character. I think I mentioned him before. Morris, the old man. He looks like E40's dad. Yeah. He's always outside of 7-Eleven, and he's always selling like these random things. I think he gets them from here downtown. He'll get like these cologne bottles, and he'll be selling them. He's like, I got them oils, men's cologne.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what he does, and he sells them like outside of 7-Eleven in Upland. Actually, I shouldn't. I probably gave people too much information on that.
You're gonna find out now. They're gonna be all over that place, giving them fucking insight.
Yeah, they're gonna show up like, oh, I need some men's cologne. No, I don't want to get him in trouble though. So actually, he doesn't do that. I was just kidding.
Interesting.
Interesting. So I had an idea. I was thinking about this. Dragonball Gen Z would be busting.
They kind of already make that. Actually, you know what? On God, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, that's my favorite thing to say.
Who would eat ass the best on Dragon Ball Gen Z?
Popo, dog.
Probably, right?
That's already been there in regular fucking Dragon Ball.
But if it was Gen Z though, Popo would get canceled really hard. Mr. Popo.
Oh no.
He would be super canceled. Didn't they make him blue or something now?
Did they? Like how they did with Jinx?
Yeah, I think they made him blue.
Like Jinx, they made like purple because they're like, nah, this chick can't be black.
Well, Jinx did look sus. That looked like one of those old like racist cartoons.
Yeah. Jinx
So did Mr. Popo though.
Yeah, I guess
But they made him like Indian, right? Almost.
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. That's what he was supposed to be though. Even when I was a kid, I was like, is he supposed to be Indian? Like, but they just used the color black on him.
But even then, like Indians can be they can be dark too.
Exactly.
So it's like, but that doesn't make it better. Honestly, it's like now it's just an Indian stereotype instead.
I have no idea.
Mr. Popo, Master Roshi would get canceled.
Probably
on Dragonball Gen Z.
I'm surprised. He didn't fucking get canceled just in the beginning already. Yeah. I don't know. Cancel culture's so fucking stupid. You can get canceled, dog.
It doesn't really work though.
It's just dumb. Like we're gonna like silence you because you're saying stuff we don't want to hear. It's like shut the fuck up. Like I know shit's outlandish. I know shit's crazy, and I know things shouldn't be said. And you're right. Some to a certain degree or context should be like, nah, that's enough. But like to just say canceled, like. It's just basically like hushing it on the internet. It's not putting in the fact that like that shit's still happening in the real world. So it's just fucking stupid. Just canceling doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't really work. I just feel like Master Roshi would get canceled because he was always trying to look at their panty. Like he was always trying to see the
biggest pervert of all, dude.
Yeah.
That's probably fucking learned
I
to like.
Still get it, baby.
Yeah, that guy. Fuck that guy.
He would get canceled.
On God.
Yeah, and then I feel like most of the villains would be trans. Because Frieza's trans, right?
Probably would assume so.
And then Cell's pretty trans.
No, fucking Boo would be non-binary.
Boo is definitely like not.
That's non-binary for sure.
Well, I was saying that they're all on the LGBTQ plus spectrum.
Let's go get tacos and burritos, right?
And because all the villains would be yeah, exactly. Let's go get.
That's what it stands for, right? LGBTQ. Yeah. Let's go get tacos and burritos.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever the fuck it is.
I think it's also yeah.
No, I'm gonna have to cut you guys off pretty soon. You're gonna get low % battery.
Low percent. Oh damn.
Sorry, sons.
But since all the villains are like trans, then I think it would be executive produced by J.K. Rowling.
Just mad at everything,
right? That would make sense.
I mean, I get it. Like, it's just like in a sense. Okay, I'm not trying. Trans, just do not try to get mad, please, because regardless, you get mad at everything. But I mean, that's hormones everywhere. That's women and male hormones fucking mixing and just everywhere. So of course you're gonna be frustrated at fucking everything, So it's it's a lot to deal with. Like,
it's a lot. Well, and like, what percentage of people support trans people? It's got to be like less than 50 for sure. Yeah. I don't know I don't have the numbers.
No, yeah. So.
Like I support it. I don't, it doesn't bother me. But
of course, I mean, we support it. It's just like we're not mad at them. We don't hate them. It's just like they're just mad at everything for not being like, I guess, just equally up to them at the standard. Like, be straight, but also let us fuck you because we're trans. It's just like it doesn't work that way. Like Jesus Christ, like chill the fuck out.
That was the interesting thing is I remember this girl. I remember I was hanging out with the girl and I just asked if like this person on the show was trans because I thought they were. Mm-hmm. She was like, "That's none of your business" or whatever. Like she got all like indignant about it. I was like, I'm just asking. Like, I don't know what's the problem with that. Like, I'm just curious. You're making me watch some stupid ass show, and I'm just asking you a question about it.
I've heard of people going on dates and then finding out they're trans at the very end, and they're like, "Whoa."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did they do? Like when that happened?
Most of someone that there was their best friend and that's how they felt. So it's like in their mind it's just like, no, like there could be no outside in between and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's hard because it's really hard to be neglected to all those feelings for so long and then fucking like, then you're not noticed for it and then you have to deal with the fact that like I didn't want a best friend, I wanted a partner. But then at the same time there are you and I, for example. You and I have been friends for fucking 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Legitimately. And then like what if the people saw us in the street as kids, they'd be like, they're gay, and it's just like, no, like we're fucking good. Me, you and Mars are all just really fucking good friends. Like we've been brothers. We've held each other up from very fucking tough times, like, through and through. But I mean, and then they get mad because then they're like, well, straights, why do straights fucking get to have this? And it's like, we're not trying to fucking like, like one up you at all. So it's just like, it just comes down to a different line. You have to like find the balance somewhere in between.
Yeah, I mean, I always say like I want everyone to live their dreams and live their best life. I'm not saying that because it sounds good. I legitimately do want that. Like I'm not wishing like negativity on anyone. Exactly.
Sorry, a gay just walked into the room.
Magic.
I'm kidding.
That's the sound. Oh, hey, Kurt. No,
Yeah. Aw, dang. Hit that bird.
that bird. No,
Yeah.
that's funny.
I know. I just find it like, I don't mean any sense like this, but like, I'm sorry, gays. I love you. I have lesbians. I have a lot of lesbian friends.
Well, that's a little gay there.
I have a lot of gay. It is a very gay thing to say. But like, I want to say something like, why is it that like in movies that gays are like transcribed as like these whimsical fucking like fairy magicians
These
that
magic
just
beings.
walk into the room and then like everything turns into like fucking like, oh, let's get champagne and popcorn. I know you're feeling that, but then like most of them that
Right,
I know,
sister?
yeah, all of them most of them that I know are just like very dumbfounded and very like fumbling everywhere, and I'm just like, where the fuck, like, oh my god, how
Where
are
do
you
they get
alive?
these characters from?
And then they drink like fucking pirates, and they're like $1.10 to
Butt
$1.50,
pirates?
and
Oh,
I'm yeah,
never
exactly, even better analogy right there. So then I'm like, how the fuck do you guys drink so much and
After
just
the
keep
booty.
going? Yeah,
Rum Rangers.
the
No.
rum rangers.
I should stop fucking.
Quit fucking me, aren't you?
You're fucking me on show.
Okay.
That was like I was watching. Have you ever seen that movie Bronson?
With what's his name? Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
You know that scene? So, me and Scott were watching, and he cut it off at this one scene where Bronson walks in. There's like this older guy who's just like, "Let's fuck." And this guy was like, "Nah, I'm cool." Like we stopped watching the movie, but that scene is always funny. Just thinking of that guy like, "Let's fuck." There's a lot of homosexuality in that movie, from what I remember.
Yeah, especially.
Bronson.
Well, I mean, they're in
Yeah.
prison, dude. So
Yeah,
a lot of dudes. There's a lot of homosexuality in prison. Like, what's
Prison. It's funny how like prison is like, people think of prison as
Those
like,
are first gay rights right there.
yeah. But when they talk about prison, it's like scary, like everyone's tough in there and all that, and like, you know, it's actually also one of the gayest places.
Yeah, exactly.
That proves that
gays are
gays are tough. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, they are actually, like,
Mhm.
if you think about it, it's like,
Well, yeah, to like survive, endure that all for so long, having those feelings neglected for so long, and just like, I don't know, it's rough. I mean, I feel like we'll never understand, but we hear you and we're here for you. Because, like, for instance, I have, and I'm sure this goes for multiple people. I have a friend who's lesbian, and her parents don't know, and she wants to tell them, but she's like, I'm gonna have to wait till like my grandma dies to tell them, because I don't want to tell them with my grandma, because I feel like my grandma would just like disown me, and on top of that, like probably die if I fucking tell her like what I am. And it's kind of sad that you have to fucking like, you have to hold that off, or you have to like feel that way. It's just, it shouldn't be like that.
that is sad.
Yeah, it's like
Poor
very
girl.
like, yeah, like damn, dude, like I get it. So my cousin, she's a lesbian also, and like we've told her like, yo, and her parents are super fucking old school Christian.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's that street. So like,
So they don't know.
yeah, they don't know, and we've mentioned it like in subliminal context here and there, like kind of like, hey, like watching movies and shit, like, look, these people are lesbian, it's fine, and the parents like, huh, like whatever. And then like we told her, like, we're just like, if you ever want to tell them, like, we're here with you and we will be with you if you want to tell them, like, we will not hide away from it. And so, but she's still struggling, you know, even wanting to approach that route. So I mean, it's a topic that we'll never really experience because, you know, we're straight.
Yeah, we're not gonna go.
Sorry,
through
I'm
that.
straight, dog. No, I'm just
I'm straight, dog.
I'm straight on that.
Can't relate.
I'm straight on that. I'm sorry. No, my bad. Straight jokes. Sorry.
I can't relate on that. Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's
Not gay.
Straight jokes. My bad.
Did you know where that button was? You know the. I feel like he's the main one that tried in that movie.
Jack
Like,
Black?
He gave the most effort. I
For
feel
sure
like.
he did. Apparently, fucking, they're already trying to nominate fucking Peaches as one of the best animated songs, and I'm like, why?
That's kind of silly, man. Like, yeah.
I know. I'm like, why? Like, I get it. It's just Jack Black being Jack Black, but fucking A.
That's funny. Yeah. Did you see that thing where it was like Never Gonna Give You Up, like the Like
oh yeah,
how he wrote it like that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the chords that he had done are the same as Never Gonna Give You Up, and I was like, if he did do that, that is genius. But honestly, a lot of the chords are the same for a lot of songs. So
Yeah, but it does. I seen one where they put the vocals over it, and it does fit. You know.
yeah.
So
It might be. He might have done it on purpose. Who knows? He might have just did it to Rick roll the fucking whole audience.
I think he said that he did that. From what I remember, I might be wrong, but I thought he said that he actually did that.
Fuck it, he knows what he's doing then.
It would make sense.
I really liked that movie. I really liked that.
Super Mario.
I mean, if we got past the fact of like Mario, Chris Pratt, I didn't mind Charlie Day as Luigi. I feel like it probably should have been different, but I actually don't mind Charlie Day as Luigi. The rest of the performances were fun, and then like it just looked like a video game. Like Mario, moving looked like fucking Smash Brothers and 64 like combined. Like he was doing shit where I was like, oh, there's the windmill flip, there's the fucking like up bounce and stuff like that, or like the fucking spike and so, like everything. I was like, I remember all these movements. It looks exactly like the game, and it was just like really fun to watch. The maps where they show like the map of the kingdom, and it looks like the old school map of like SNES Mario, like Super Mario World and shit like that. It was good.
SNES Mario.
And I love the fact that they weren't actually trying to save Peach. It was about saving Luigi.
Yeah.
It was more about saving Luigi more than about saving Peach. It was like, yeah, saving the kingdom and saving Luigi.
Well, they had to make it like progressive, so Peach is like, she's a yes queen now.
Yeah, yeah.
She's yes. She's not Princess Peach. She's yes queen.
I actually
Peach.
did like that they made her more of a dominant character, that she like just did work, and I really liked that. I was like, because I want to make it seem like she's the helpless princess. Like it just seems dumb to me. I don't know.
There are a lot of movies like that. One thing that was sort of weird for me was like her model looked kind of weird, like her face.
Really?
She looked like I saw the illumination more in her. Like she didn't look like the game, like her face, like something was weird.
I didn't notice. Maybe you gotta point it out to me when we watch it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like a minor.
You know me, I loved Luigi. Luigi was my favorite part. I love the fact that he went to like the darkest place, like out of everybody. Like I'm like, of course he ends up in the fucking darkest place of this fucking world.
Yeah, it was like then that was like a Luigi's Mansion reference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a Luigi's Mansion reference.
I thought Egad was gonna pop out for a second.
That would be cool. There was the Easter egg.
Yeah.
Sorry, if we're gonna mention these, sorry guys, if you haven't seen it.
It's been out for like a little while now.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in that movie, but the one that I enjoyed the most was when they showed Diddy and Trixie Kong.
Oh yeah.
Like when they showed them,
Did
I was
they
like,
have Funky Kong? Was he in the crowd?
I think so. I think he was behind them.
I
think he was behind them more. But I was like, dude, Dixie and Trixie Kong, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. And that song, DK, Donkey Kong.
That was another good moment too. I was like, dang, they brought that back, Smash Brothers. I was like, sick.
Yeah, that was.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was good. I liked that. That was funny.
Yeah.
He was excited as fuck to play that too.
To play Donkey Kong.
Yeah, he was like, I've been waiting to play in a Nintendo movie. He's like, I'm ecstatic about this.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes from there, huh?
Did I not send you what they're trying to do?
You did. I didn't know if that was real or if that was like a fan thing.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's real or a fan thing, but I was like, if that's
we could talk about it though. I
mean, if they do make those movies, I would seem that like that's where they're trying to go.
Yeah, it would be cool.
I mean, but it's like the same thing though. Like they're taking a Marvel approach to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this too. But hey, people would watch it. Gamers would definitely play for that shit.
I would check it out. I mean, there's some that are interesting, you know, like some that would make good movies.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie, I don't know. Maybe when the DK part, like when they first get there.
Oh, when they introduced DK?
Yeah, because it's just like there was a lot in there where there was like a lot of hidden stuff.
Yeah.
So that part was cool. Yeah. Or the commercial is one of the best parts.
The Mario Brothers commercial.
Yeah, because they showed that like they released that before the movie.
Yeah.
But I thought that was one of the best parts. I think that commercial.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Had that song on there.
I like how they mentioned the white gloves, where they're just like, "Why do you got to wear white gloves?" Like, we got to stand out. We got to make something that makes us look like we're different from the rest of them. And I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny though, because as a plumber, it's like you wouldn't like a white glove.
Oh, someone mentions that like they're like, you missed the perfect opportunity to do this. But remember the dog that they're like trying to get away from, like when they're plumbing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's just like some Labrador that looks like Doug from Up and shit. But they're like, why didn't you use the dog from fucking Duck Hunt? Like that
They
would have been
could
like,
have done that.
yeah. I was like, they're like, that was like the perfect opportunity to use that dog, and you didn't do it. And I was like, actually, yeah. I was like, that probably would have been a very good opportunity to do
They
that.
should have used the dog from Duck Hunt.
Yeah, because I was like, first when I saw that dog, I was like, why does it look like Doug from Up?
That was weird.
And then like fucking yeah, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh yeah, they should have used that dog from Duck Hunt. That would have been way better, honestly.
Yeah. No, it was cool. Like, they definitely, like, they didn't do anything that I think was gonna piss the fans off. You know.
No.
So yeah, I think they played it pretty safe overall.
Mm-hmm.
They just played to, like, you know, they gave people what they wanted. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's always a thing, like, you could take a risk, you know, because there wasn't a lot of, like, usually those kids movies will have, like, double entendre jokes, you know?
Yeah.
That movie really didn't. It was just, like, pretty straight up, like,
I liked that, though. I liked that. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of double entendre jokes, but that was a movie that was just kind of, like, very straightforward and just, like, everyone enjoyed it of all ages.
Yeah, they just made it, you know, because, like, with the Pixar movies, there'd be, like, a bunch of, like, you know, there's jokes that kids get, and then there's jokes adults get.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one, it was just honestly, I think it was mostly made for, like, little kids.
I think it was just made for all audiences, really. Honestly, I feel like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was more directed towards kids for sure, but in a sense, I just felt like it was just aimed at all ages for real. Because there was a lot of fucking Easter eggs in that movie, and I was like, you would only get this if you played those games, and if you, like, knew where all this shit came from at that point. So
yeah, a lot of it was like the music.
Yeah, like, did you notice, like, when they are first entering Toad Town, when they're first going in, they stop at the shop, and the camera, like, just, like, stops at the shop for a second for you to analyze it. There's a lot in that fucking shop where it's just, like, a shitload of Easter eggs, and you're just like, oh, damn, like, okay.
Oh, yeah, inside the Toad
yeah,
Town,
a lot of items, a lot of shells, a lot of, like, things for past games, like, fucking, I think there's an EGAD thing in there. I was like, dude, there's just so much that you have to, like, pause it and probably look at it really quickly.
Yeah, there was, like, when they're in Brooklyn, there's a Zelda reference randomly, too. Like,
Was there?
Yeah, there's, like, there's a business that, like, is, like, a Link thing. I forget exactly what it was, but yeah.
Nice.
There's a bunch of, like, hidden stuff like that.
My favorite part was when Luigi saved Mario.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah. Where he, like, overcame, like, because he's, like, known to be, like, kind of, like, a scaredy cat and, like, childish. But the fact that his brother, like, gives him courage, and the fact that he overcame a fear to save his brother. And then he gives one of the best quotes in the whole movie, is like, we can do anything if we're together. Like, nothing will hurt us. Same goes for you, bro. We could do anything if we're together.
We can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We really can, honestly. We make a good team.
Yeah. So, and that goes for all of you, too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but mostly us. No,
yeah, mostly us. We don't play. Yeah, we'll play the. I'm sorry, I can't say it. I was about to. I was this close to say it.
You could just play the music.
Oh.
It is magic. That's funny.
Do you believe in magic?
You got more restrained.
I'm growing. That's called growth. Growth. I'm learning.
That's funny.
I'm learning to open up my emotions and feelings more. Actually, I've been playing the fuck out of everything with my emotions. It's just a lot of pain.
There's a lot of pain.
Yeah, a lot of pain. A lot of pain and a lot of me material to play with. So the only way I can transcribe it is through the art that I make and also the fucking music I play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way, I think.
It hurts me, okay? They get to experience good shit. It hurts the fuck out of me, but yeah.
Making something creative out of it, though.
Yeah,
it's a positive.
True.
It's a positive thing at the end of the day.
Mm.
You know, so I don't know. I
mean, I'm not gonna go Van Gogh and cut my ear off and send it to somebody. So.
You never know. Don't never say never. No.
You're supposed to grow, not cut more off of yourself.
Maybe it'll grow back.
Yeah, true.
You never know.
Stem cell research.
No, I don't think those grow back. You know, so one thing I've been doing lately is like, how do you? Actually, that's a good question. What do you think of stem cell research? There's a lot of like controversial opinions on that, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I can get where there could be a negative, and there's probably a lot of radiation to that shit behind it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it's more research and development, then I feel like it actually can do a lot for the human race. But I get how it's kind of seen like uncanny and just, I don't know. I feel like it has to be researched more, but I definitely am not against it.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, in some cases, it seems like a really good way to actually heal people. You know.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it could. It honestly has the like research development to actually heal and like really do a lot to, further our growth as human beings. But I just feel like people are so not used to it because it seems like kind of unnatural, and I guess in the Christian sense seems ungodlike. But I just feel like it could really do a good benefit to us. Honestly,
I
feel
think
like,
so. Yeah.
yeah, like same. Did you see that thing for in China? I think it's Beijing where they have like these sensors like on children's heads and stuff like that, and then it's like it shows like if the kids are paying attention or not, and then like the actual like
Oh
frequency of
yeah.
the brains will go to like an iPad to the teacher, and then like parents actually see how like focused the students are and shit like that. And people were like highly against it. People were like, "Let them be kids. Like this is so like barbaric and stuff like that." In a sense, yes, let them be kids. They can be kids, but because it is such a very heavy topic, but I feel like
Yeah.
honestly that's probably growth for the human race. Like that right there is probably like to make us even seem and
Figuring
grow,
out what's engaging.
developing our
Yeah.
brains and honestly like having us grow and be more, like. But everyone's like, you're going to become more robotic, and it's like maybe, but like that's where you make there's like sections where you'd have time to play or like have learn how to be human and then fucking actually, but like also calm your brain down and actually like help develop your brain, especially at a child's age. Like we can be geniuses and actually further this planet if we fucking did shit like that. The technology is here and we're not used to
Yeah.
it, and it scares us, and then we don't want to be. I mean, I get it. They want to go through a more natural approach for sure, but it's just I feel like they're being like everyone's being more controlled, and maybe shit, maybe that might be the game in the end. But at the same time, it probably would develop us further as humans. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Well, what? Well, a lot of the stuff that we learn in school, we don't need to. We don't need like the stuff that we learn. We don't actually need to learn. It's not. It doesn't have much of a use in like your daily life.
I mean, yeah, I get it though. Like general education is something that you definitely do need because you need to have like a general idea of like things and places and stuff and research. And there's a lot of material out there. Because then I think about it, I'm like, what if we didn't have GE like at Gen Ed, and then like we just learned what we wanted to learn? I'm like, we would be fucking retarded. Like,
yeah,
honestly.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's
sorry, I used the R word. I'm probably gonna get canceled for that. Whatever.
Well, yeah, you did drop the R bomb.
Who gives a fuck?
The hard R.
Deal with it.
No, but I don't think the problem is like them having general ed. I think it's just that the stuff you learn like the most random shit and it doesn't make sense. It's like you don't really.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I
that.
learned. There's stuff I found interesting, but some of it I haven't even retained. And then you have to refresh stuff, your memory back up to like stuff that you've learned beforehand. And you're like, I know this. Like, why do I have to fucking relearn it? Like, it's been so because new ideas, thoughts, and new like a learning language and just new material gets pressed into your brain and pushes a lot out that you kind of forgot about. So you have to like relearn stuff again.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of like learning how to ride a bike again or something like that. Learning how to walk again.
Yeah, it's just it seems like we'll learn all this random stuff, but we won't learn like how to manage finances and like all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like that should be taught like at least like the ending year of like high school because no one.
Because
they're trying to say that we're trying to get us ready for the world, but I feel like the ideal thing is like they're just trying to get us through general education, high school, then you're supposed to go to college, and then you're supposed to do what you want. But even like in college, like if you say hypothetically like we all go to college, then there should be a college class on learning how to do all that, like like taxes, reform and like account monies and stuff like that to like manage ourselves. But
yeah.
Like, there's not really, unless like, you take it into your own credibility.
Yeah, we don't have any of that.
No, at all. So it's like, shit, okay.
Yeah, we don't actually learn that, like, most of the time.
Which we should, because I feel like America's just falling downhill more and more as it goes.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, in a way. I mean, my dad would say that. My dad's he's always like the conspiracy theorist or like, yeah, he's like the, what do they call it? Doomsday guy. He's always like,
your dad's always been like that though.
Yeah, so he's always like thinking everything's going like terribly wrong. It's like, yeah. Actually, one of the characters in my book is based on him. Funny enough, yeah, he's always like, "It's all going to hell. You heard it here first." Like that's my dad. He's always saying stuff like that.
Oh my god.
There's always the doom. I was talking to someone about that the other day because how many end of the worlds have we been through? The world was supposed to end. The first one I remember. Well, no, Y2K.
Y2K, yes.
Y2K. 666 was a minor one. June
Oh,
6,
yeah.
2006. That was one.
Oh yeah, I
That was the end of
forgot
the
about
day.
that.
Yeah. There was that one. Then 2012. 2020 was supposed to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's like we keep going through these end of the world scenarios.
What's the new one? 2087.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, Isaac Newton's prediction was that the fact the world would end in 2087.
I never heard that. That's what they say.
Yeah, that he was been right about philosophy and his other things and stuff like that. And they're like, Isaac Newton said that like it's gonna end. And which one was it? Was it 2012 or was it 2020? Remember when like the Christians got together and they were like highly fucking super convinced that the world was gonna end, and then it didn't. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're pushing back the date or something like that." It was something ridiculous.
It might have been 2012.
Was it 2020 or was it 2012? No, 2012 was the Aztec Mayan calendar. I think it was 2020 because I remember like the religious like Alcoholics were just saying that like the world is definitely going to end like during this time and date. So like get ready. And then we just kept going. We're like, yeah. I think what the spiritual kitchen witches believe is that the world ends in phases of that.
It ends in.
It's kind of like death and rebirth in humanity.
Yeah.
Like death and rebirth in humanity that like, we're like dying, but like we're also reliving like kind of like we're just growing as fucking people and spiritual beings. Honestly, people have gotten more open about spirituality within these past few years. Not just like the kitchen witch stuff, but like in religious forms, yes. I think religion is something very beautiful. It's just very altered now because of, current man. But it's just like I feel like people are now getting more of an open sense of spirituality, and I feel like that's good because that's where belief comes from, like belief comes from something that's not there. And everyone, it was all about physical evidence. And it's like, if I see
faith,
it, if I see it, then I believe it. But it's not like, you got to believe in something more than that. Cause that's what, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in a power that like is great to like great enough for you to get what you want to do, manifesting as they call it. And so it's nice to see that people are actually finding in touch with their inner selves and finding out like we all have souls and we're not just fucking like meat bags that are just like fucking moving because our brain tells us to, like, there's just something a little bit more,
Yeah.
So I think that's good that people are opening up to the fact that there's something more to life than just us here on this plane.
Yeah, it is a good thing. One thing that I think too is like there's people who will tell you that there's things you shouldn't question, but I feel like you should question everything.
You
like,
should
always research and like ask questions and get to the bottom of it. Like make sure you have all the information.
Well, I mean, it's kind of impossible to get to the bottom of everything, but like at the same time, yeah, you should question everything.
There's nothing wrong with asking questions. It's kind of creepy when people are like, "Oh no, you can't question."
See, then when it goes into that sense, that's when I feel like you're living on a grid, because then people are just like, "Oh, like don't do that, it's ungodly," or like don't question that, like, and it's like, and then like, yeah, I feel like that's what it is. It's just controlled, like living on a grid, like only stay in this faith, or only stay in this, or only stay in this kind of work ethic, and it's just like, why can't I walk outside the line? So yeah,
why can't I ask any questions at all? Like, why do I have to just accept things the way they are?
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't be like that. I don't know. I think that like all the new technology, basically every advancement in life happened because people ask questions.
Exactly.
So it's like it's weird when people are like trying to tell you like
the Wright brothers
not to ask questions.
Can we fly?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a big one right there.
So somebody was joking about that the other day, that those planes are still nicer than the Spirit Airlines planes.
You know what? I do not deny that.
Spirit Airlines.
I am all for it.
When's the last time you flown Spirit?
Dude, fucking, when was the last time?
What was your experience like?
It's just very crowded. It's just, what was it?
That's a spiritual side that we don't need people to get in touch with.
No, not at all. The plane would go crashing down.
The Spirit Airlines side.
Yeah. No, I don't even, you know what's sad is I don't even remember the fucking last time I vacationed or even flew. But I think the last time it wasn't Spirit. It was something else. But I know I did fly on Spirit before that last time, and I remember it was just like compact, small.
Yeah.
I think actually to carry on a fucking. Like
you gotta pay to carry.
Yeah, pay to have a carry on, and I was like, okay, that's some bullshit. In fact, you gotta pay to have a carry on.
You can have I find a loophole in it. Actually, you've seen this gym bag that I have.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna show the audience. I actually can do that. This gym bag that I have. I could show it to you too. I'll pull it up right now so you could see. But like, I'll bring this. This counts as a personal item.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I do, because they're like, oh yeah, you can't have a carry-on. You got to pay for that. And then they're like, And then so I usually always
It's
carry.
a personal item.
I usually always just fucking carry a backpack because I could pack a backpack and then like I just say like that's my personal item. It's just my
the
fucking backpack.
works. Yeah, that counts. All that.
Dude,
stuff.
I went to fucking Italy and I packed fucking 2 weeks worth in a backpack.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn, how did you do that?
I just folded it really nicely and just packed that shit in, dude. Backpacking.
You must not have took a lot either, right?
Nah, when you're a fucking like a young male just fucking traveling in Europe, yeah, you don't need much. But it's like underwear, socks, shirts, and fucking pants. Yeah. And then you wash them while you're there.
Right.
So just repeat, literally.
That's funny.
Can you see everybody? Is it a big thing or no?
Oh, I'm like doing different angles and shit. Finding different ways of doing it. That works.
That's cool. Can you see both of us?
No, you can only see you right now, but that's okay. I found this angle you can see both of us. Like if I do it like this, I just look like I'm like way bigger than you because it's closer.
Oh,
it looks like I just have like a big ass head,
big ass Donkey Kong head from GoldenEye.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Nice.
But you can see both of us when I do this. So I'm like, why didn't I think of this before?
Oh, I should just put it on the side right there.
What's that?
You like put it on the side of the table. Can it like just sit there?
Probably can.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
you don't have to hold it.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I know you're trying to look good holding it and looking at that camera angle, baby, but you don't need to hold that shit.
Nah, honestly, I wasn't even trying to do that. Like this is preferable. Now we got like a Quentin Tarantino camera angle.
Miss me with that.
It's all like. You said it. You said it. Oh, canceled!
How pretty.
You can smell the cancel coming.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking the torches are coming from all angles. Bring it.
It is.
You can't take down a demigod.
You can't. No, it won't happen.
Anyways, I'm just playing this. I say it with all love.
Hey, that works. See, a little experimentation. Now you can see it pretty clearly. You know.
I can see clearly now. Okay. So
actually, I could show you what it looks like. It's you know, next time I'm gonna set it up like this properly from the start. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it looks a little silly because it looks like I just look like I'm like like I'm like some giant, but it works. No, that's cool. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's like a documentary thing, right?
Yeah, it's like a documentary about her and the Panthers, her addiction and stuff like
the Panthers, yeah.
And then her like moving as a protest, and also like I think they show more of her, but it's like her life with him, so there's gonna be a lot of him in it.
Of Tupac, yeah.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I'm sure I'll watch it. You know.
Yeah.
I think it might be. Is it on like Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't have Hulu. I only have HBO Max, and like I think that's all I have really. And I just like stream everything else. Oh, Crunchyroll. I'm a fucking weeb.
Crunchyroll.
I didn't even know because I was like wondering. I'm like, what is this fucking payment coming out of my account? And I just like, yeah. And I was like, I still pay for Crunchyroll, and I was like, God damn it. So I was like, might as well put it to fucking use.
How much is Crunchyroll?
I think it's only. Actually, I think it's 14.
It's 14 now.
Yeah, I thought it was 9. I think I'm thinking of Disney Plus. I think Disney Plus is $9 or $6.
Disney Plus used to be $6. I think.
Yeah, that promo deal when it first came out. Yeah, that's what I had, and it was $6. And then I think it moved up to 9. And then I think because I think Crunchyroll is like kind of like simple plan, not the band. You fucking goth weebs. The simple plan was like $9, and then like the premium plan was 14. So I think I played premium. Yeah, sorry, I'm a premium weeb. Sorry.
At least you embrace it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm the cool type. I don't fucking do a lot of other weird
cool
shit.
Weeb,
I don't do all that weird shit. Sorry. that's some. I don't do that weeb shit.
He only embraces the cool Japanese culture.
Yeah. You know, all about it.
Yeah.
It influences us. We feel well. What are we influenced by? Let's see. There's like Samurai Champloo, fucking Ninja Scroll, there's Ghost in the Shell, Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, fucking Big O. What else? Fucking old school Toonami. Fucking what else have we got in there?
We for sure have some weeb tracks on ZN. You know.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of influences.
Sunflower.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Pretty weeby.
Yu Yu Hakusho,
With
the man that taught us how
balloon?
to fucking throw hands.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we have that like influences us like in a lot of things. Like, but I feel like that's what it is. It's like kind of because now I feel like old anime, especially Akira and Ghost in the Shell. I feel like now it's no longer like that's weeby or like that's old. Like I feel like old anime is like pop culture.
I'm gonna see Ghost in the Show tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You are gonna see Ghost in the Shell tomorrow. That's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, is it not? Like I feel like old anime is like pop culture. Like how like
It is pop
aliens and like
culture
old
now,
like,
yeah.
80s movies and stuff like that are pop culture. I feel like that's what old anime is. It's like pop culture now.
And it's like, man, I remember this job I worked. There's this woman. She's in her 50s or 60s, and she had like a Demon Slayer like lanyard.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Like,
you watch Demon Slayer?
well, a lot of people love that show. I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. It is a cool show.
Yeah.
It's for sure. I think it's taken the league of like what like mainstream anime is now. But yeah, a lot of people fucking like it. Our company had to make the fucking Demon Slayer shirts that were being sold for the new movie that just came out.
Oh, that's cool.
So we had to work with Aniplex and like literally make a fucking shitload of shirts that were sold like
Demon
nationwide.
Slayer
So you can thank me if you got a Demon Slayer shirt when you went to go see the movie. Yeah, your boy did that. I put that order in. Bitch.
You did?
Yeah.
So you're solely responsible for the supply
Oh, me and my team. Me and my team are responsible for that. So
of Demon Slayer.
yeah,
t-shirts.
we had to work with Aniplex. So Aniplex was and then we're supposed to work with them again. Honestly, so we'll see what happens.
I didn't see that movie. I missed that one.
I don't think I've seen it either. I don't even know if I can watch it. We'll see what happens. I know it'll probably come out soon.
Yeah. It'll probably be on Crunchyroll.
I think the
right?
last one I saw was Belle, and that's on HBO Max, and that was like literally just like a remade version of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, is it? It's like it's anime?
Yeah, it's like an anime movie, and it's like about some girl that can't sing, and then she finds her vocals like online. It's like about being like in a virtual reality like game, and then there's like this dude she falls in love with who's like, I don't know, it's a huge story.
Oh yeah, this is a good time for this. Now that I think about it, I had like some
up the
stuff.
weeb shit.
Well, I had some stuff to rate. You know,
Okay.
like movies. You could rate some movies you've seen recently.
Rate 'em.
Yeah, so that makes sense because now we're getting into like film,
Yeah.
the film mode, cinema
Cinema by Skrillex.
I've been watching a lot of movies lately. I
speaking
was
of
watching
which.
like some old Scorsese movies and stuff.
Which ones?
I watched Taxi Driver,
Did I finish that? I feel like I only got halfway through that movie.
Goodfellas, which I had seen, but I like watched it again.
The classic.
Yeah, and I was watching some other ones too. Just different movies though. Just different.
I know it's funny that we're talking about this because recently with Mandog, I was telling him like we're going on a list of like who our favorite like directors probably would be, and I can't name them in order. I just probably have like a little bit of a list. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah,
but no,
sure.
I know for one, Guillermo del Toro for sure.
Del Toro.
I wouldn't say he's a film director, but he is a director in a sense. But Hideo Kojima would be another one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Akira Kurosawa would probably be another one. Quentin Tarantino, I have to like put him in there just because I do like his movies, but I just feel like the guy's a fucking perv and he's just like idiotic. Really, I think he's a piece of shit. But I don't know. His
what
movies
makes
are
you
good.
say that? I'm just wondering.
I mean, the whole fact that he could probably say the N-word and get away with it, and then the fact that like he's just a little bit like sometimes racist, and then on top
goes a little.
and then like
farther.
he like very like judges people. The whole Bruce Lee thing, the fact he's so into
people were mad about that.
the whole fact he's into feet, and then like literally, did you know he choked fucking what's her name on Inglourious Bastards? The girl who plays Bridget von Hammersmark. Like I forgot the actress's name, but in that scene where Christoph Waltz is supposed to choke her out and like kill her, that's Quentin Tarantino's hands. He wanted to do that. Like he's like, can I do this? Like I want to like take control of this part. So they show Christoph Waltz like choking her, but they never show Christoph Waltz's hands on her. That when they show her, it's fucking Quentin Tarantino's hands.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's just a weird piece of shit.
He's a weirdo. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just don't really care for the guy. He does make cool movies, but I don't know. I think people idolize him too much because of the movies he makes. And the fact he loves to say the N-word and like he says it in such a racial manner, because I feel like he says it not in the cool way. He's just saying it in a way that he wants to get away with it racially. And I'm just like, dude, stop.
Well, I think he does it. Yeah, he does it in like an edgy way. In Django, it made sense.
Yeah,
you know, but
because I know. Well, going a step above, Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, like it was just overboard, and you're like, dude, stop.
Jackie
like,
Brown, they use the N word in there, but it's like the black characters using it.
Yeah.
So it's not like.
Well, of course, it's Jackie Brown.
It's not like white guys using it, which is always cringe.
He says it somewhere other places too.
Yeah.
I know he says in other movies where he's like featured, and I'm just like, dude, enough.
Yeah. But his movies are like really good.
They are. See, that's what sucks. Is like his movies are really good, but then they're like, fuck, man. Like,
you know what? I've a kind of a hot take that might be controversial, but I watched Jackie Brown and I watched other Tarantino movies while I was watching the Scorsese movies, and I found myself just a lot more entertained by the Tarantino movies.
Exactly.
It's just the dialogue is so much better.
Yes, he knows how to write good dialogue for sure. And then like Scorsese just has like this weird mafioso like.
He doesn't usually write his movies.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's just kind of like it's a drama. It's just very, very played out, and like you have to run with it. And I mean, they're good, but it's just like because they're beautiful. They're actually really good. Christopher Nolan would probably be another one of mine. I kind of like Wes Anderson. I don't know. I don't know if I contain like.
I just watched that he made that Joaquin Phoenix one that I was talking about.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. No, he's like, I find his movies entertaining. I'm not sure if he's my favorite director, but I do find his movies very entertaining. Like one of my favorite movies is The Aquatic Life of Steve Zissou.
Oh yeah.
Like that, I find that's like probably like one of my top like 20.
One of your favorite movies?
One of my top 20.
I don't really remember that one too much because it came out like a long time ago.
Yeah. I like Kubrick in a sense of his artistry and his psychopathicness of how much he loved to like really put into his work, because I find like that guy is just an artist. To me, he's an artist of a director, but I don't know if I consider him one of my favorite directors.
You know what tripped me out was I saw this list of all these people who haven't won Oscars. Like, there's so many good directors who never won an Oscar. It's like some of the best directors.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Tarantino's never won a Best Picture Oscar.
He's going for it. He's been going for years. I honestly thought the one he would do it with was Inglourious Bastards. I think that was the closest he ever got, because Inglourious won a bunch of other awards.
Pulp Fiction got close, but Forrest Gump won that year.
Of course.
Which is like, it is a great movie, but I feel like Pulp Fiction's more influential, right? I would say.
In a pop culture sense. I feel like it just like, Forrest Gump had more of an emotional type of thing, especially it made a character that everyone learns to love and enjoy, which is someone with special needs. Yeah. Never go full retard, as Robert Downey Jr. says.
As you say.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm Robert Downey Jr. apparently.
So King Mars says.
That's so funny that you guys say that, and I just never. It's because I always choose Captain America, and he influences me. And then like the fact that you guys are like, dude, you're so much like Robert Downey Jr. And I'm like, what? Like how? He says that like he says it's the facial expressions, the sarcastic attitude, and then like just how I guess how he holds himself. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
No, yeah, I could see why he says that. It's something. There's something to it, you know. But it is funny.
Yeah. But
it's a funny parallel.
Yeah, so those are like a few of them to name that I feel like I can't think of. Actually, you know what? Not my favorite, but I give him credit is Zack Snyder and Matt Reeves. I do give them some pretty good.
I did really like that Batman movie.
Yeah, Jordan Peele for sure. Jordan Peele is probably up there with like some probably like fun directors.
Oh, actually, I was wrong. My bad. I was looking this up to make sure, but no, he didn't direct that one. It was some other director that made this Joaquin Phoenix one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what about you? What would be some of the ones that you got on your list?
I mean, you named, you already named like pretty much people that were on my list.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I have anybody else to add, really. You know, I'm trying to think of like, is there anyone I would add?
Guillermo del Toro is pretty high on my list.
Yeah.
I really like his shit.
It is impressive that he's made like a great animated movie now and like multiple great non-animated movies.
Yes, exactly. You know? And then the Cabinet of Curiosities. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny when he starts talking. I'm like, look at this bicep talk. I'm sorry. I just like saying it out.
Yeah, Cabinet of Curiosities is cool.
It was really good. It was really good.
That's funny.
I like that he had like multiple actors that were like from really good franchises and things that you didn't even expect to see those people in there. Ron Weasley was in there, the guy who played fucking Rick Grimes in fucking Walking Dead. Eric Andre was in the fucking episode, which is fucking weird, but that was really good.
Yeah, they have such a random
there's such a random cast, but it was really fucking good. And I was like, man, this is like cool to see, honestly, in different lights.
It is. It's cool. It actually is cool. Like, just to see the differences.
What was your question?
I was gonna talk about. I saw. Have you seen Nefarious? That's a new movie.
No, the most recent movie I saw. Well, I saw Evil Dead Rise.
What would you rate Evil Dead Rise?
Like
Out of 11 Zeus slaps guys.
at 11 Zeus slaps guy. All right,
Yeah.
God, let's see.
How
Let's
many
see.
out of 11?
Okay,
I got a number in my head after I saw it.
11 Zeus slaps God. All right.
11 Zeus slaps guy.
Well, judging from the Gaza ciphers that bring us down with this fucking bloody bullshit. No, I'm just, you probably would say some shit like that. I give it about like 3 Zeus slaps. God, no, just saying. I don't give it 3.
3 would be low.
That would be low as fuck. No, I enjoyed it. I probably, out of 11,
Yeah. It's slightly different than out of 10, but
like
yeah.
6.5, maybe 7.
Damn, we're so close. I would have given it a 7.
I was going to say
That's funny.
7.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
funny.
probably, because I
You don't
enjoyed
have
it.
to give it the same as me.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I really enjoyed it. It was gory. It was fun. I liked how they made it new age. It had good directing, because Sam Raimi is a good director. And then the fact that Campbell was still involved into it, too, producing it. And it was just, different. And I think people wanted it to be, like, as fucking, like, star-worthy as the first Evil Dead. And I feel like people are, like, holding it to a high fucking preference. And I'm just like, it's not going to be that. Like, just let it be a fun horror movie. It'd be something, okay, something like when that Halloween comes around, I'll put it on while Halloween comes around. Because I like watching horror movies and stuff like that. I usually, when October hits, I go each day watching a new movie or show, and I'll probably put it on as a relapse. But I don't hold it to be like, oh my God, it was glorified.
I thought it was creepier than most horror movies I've seen recently.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't hate it. It was entertainment to me at that point. I was like, okay. And then the characters are pretty fun. And of course there's a fucking DJ that fucking opens up the fucking book. I'm like, really? I'm like, there has to be the DJ that opens up the book.
It's your fault.
I know. I was like, why? Why?
The main problem that I had with it was that they just showed everything on the preview.
Yeah, I hate when
they
movies
do
that. When they show everything on the previews and then that gives the whole fucking movie away. But I think that's all they had to give it hype, really. I think that's what really ruined it. So
yeah.
But I mean,
they could have made it more subtle.
I'll give it about 6 Zeus slaps, about 6.5 Zeus slaps out of 11 guy. Thank you.
Yeah, it had potential. I think if you know what it is it's like they showed so much that when you saw it, it was like, damn, I feel like there's no scene that I missed, really.
Exactly, because you watched in all the previews, you're like, fuck, I'm already seeing it all at this point. The only things that we didn't see is the slow dialogue parts. They showed all the action and shit that we saw of her, and you're like, damn it, I wanted more scare out of it, but it was still good.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah. It definitely could have been worse. It seems like it's doing well with audiences and critics and all that.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's toppling Mario lately, though.
No, dude, Mario's on the top of everything. Mario's on top of it's on top of fucking the film world. It's on top of TikTok sounds. It's on top of fucking just game franchise already. It's up there.
So I saw Nefarious and
what is that one? Let me look that up.
Nefarious, yeah. So it started out pretty good. It's basically about this. It's the guy on death row, and he's possessed by a demon. And he's like, this guy's interviewing him to see if he's fit to be executed or not. That's basically the concept.
Oh, okay.
But so it's not bad, but the problem with it was it turned into a pretty preachy Christian movie. I didn't realize I didn't know that's what it was gonna be. And it just got kind of this is kind of cheesy now.
Yeah, I don't even know what this is, dude. I haven't.
You never heard of it?
And any of these actors, I think the closest thing that I always saw that was close to this was what is it? The Priest Exorcist or whatever with Russell Crowe.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, the Pope's Exorcist. Yeah, that's out now. That's out now too.
Yeah,
actually.
I saw. I don't know. I just got bored. I think I wasn't paying much.
You
attention.
saw that movie?
Yeah, I just got bored.
It's not that good.
I just lost interest, and I think I was just because I don't know. I just lost interest, and I just found myself doing other things, and I was like, why am I not getting captured by this? I think it was just Russell Crowe's weird accent.
What accent is
it? Was supposed to be some cathedral Italian, for the post-father, we should be doing. And you're like, dude, it just sounds so weird. And I just found myself doing other things. I was like,
Did you see Thor, the most recent? A lot of people hate that one.
I liked it. Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I didn't think it was bad. Yeah,
I liked it. It had to end. And I don't know why people thought it was bad. I'm just
They didn't want it to be a comedy, I guess. But
Yeah.
I didn't really think it was that funny. I don't know. Like some parts of it.
I thought
were.
it was cool. I liked it. I think people just like really shit on it this more. It's not as bad as Ant-Man. Ant-Man was fucking.
Did you see Ant-Man?
Yes.
Oh man, Ant-Man was pretty.
The only person I liked out of Ant-Man was King, and every time he kept showing up, I
What
felt
about MODOK, bro?
Fuck MODOK, bro.
MODOK was horrible.
MODOK was so bad, and I just don't know why the MCU wanted to introduce him in that way. I'm like, really? You could
Well,
introduce
MODOK's not even really cool anyway.
They should have introduced him into like a different way. I feel like he was cool when fucking what's his name?
That's some of the worst effects I've seen in
what's
the MCU.
What's his name? Patton Oswalt, like did the comic version of him. I think that's a very good version of MODOK for sure.
They probably should have just made him all CGI because the when they put that face, it just looks so cheesy.
Yeah, it was just.
It's
really
like they
weird.
just stretched that guy's face out, and it
Yeah.
looked like a bad like.
And then like someone was saying
skin.
too, like they didn't like have him have wrinkles and shit like that. They didn't make it look like like MODOK, like
Yeah.
have like the little band on his head, have his head like kind of more squinchy and shit. And I was like, yeah, it should have been like that. I don't know, it just sucked.
It was weird.
Kang was cool.
Kang
Like
was
when
cool,
Kang kept, like,
but he might be gone now.
he
so.
might be gone now. So, but no, every time they showed him on like the screen, I just found myself interested more. Like it was just kind of a thing. Like okay, like I
Well,
love
that
what the
guy's a
story-
good actor.
Yeah,
so.
hit Majors. He's a good
Yeah.
actor, and I really loved how much delivery he was giving. And I was like, this is just seems like I'm getting more like entwined with the story the more he goes on. But then, yeah, I guess he might not be there anymore. So
I actually haven't seen the other Ant-Man movies either, so I can't
have.
really compare it. But like, just as a standalone movie, it wasn't that good.
yeah, it sucked. No, the other movie I've seen quite a few. What else did I see? I saw Creed 3. He was good in Creed 3.
Oh yeah, Creed 3 was good.
Creed 3 just seemed forced. It seemed like a very basic story. And then like I heard the beef that happened between Sylvester Stallone and the producer, and that's why Sylvester Stallone wasn't in this movie and stuff. So there's a whole fucking conflict that goes on. Like apparently him and that producer have a lot of beef. And even though Stallone owns the rights to Rocky, Creed, I guess they're trying to say something different. And then like
He created the character.
yeah,
though,
so basically
it's, like,
he would
weird.
have to ask the producer if he can be in the fucking movie. And he's like, why would I have to fucking ask? It's my fucking franchise.
Yeah.
But he loves Michael B. Jordan. He's like, he's a fucking great person. If he ever wanted to do like a standalone film, like I would definitely be in it. But the fact like that producer,
Not with that guy.
yeah, he didn't want to work with him. So they do mention Rocky a couple times in the movie.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of felt a little bit forced, and it just felt like a basic story. But I'm like, it was very entertaining.
Well, the main for me, the main problem with it was that their actual fight was like they barely fought in there. Like they had a whole build up to it, and then it was like the fight itself was like
you know
barely
what
part
it
of the
was
movie.
too, and I heard this in a fucking interview that Michael
They're
B.
trying to
Jordan.
make it anime. yeah.
Yes,
But it was subtly anime. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I did like when they took the crowd away. I thought that was cool.
yeah,
that was a cool.
I liked
thing.
that because I felt like in a fighter's mind that kind of does
Yeah,
happen.
it does. So that
Especially
was
as like a
cool.
performers wise, sometimes it happens. Like you're so in the moment that like you forget anybody else is in the fucking room. Like you're just drilled in and you just like go and you're just like okay, like the audience is
Yeah.
gone.
But
Being
there-
in street fights, like being street fights as kids and shit like that, you don't even recognize
You
anyone.
just, like,
you're just
black
like
out,
yeah, you just
yeah.
like get tunnel vision and you're just like you go and then that's it. And you're like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it was. Is that fight felt kind of anticlimactic? That was
yeah.
the
He
main-
wanted it to be anime. He really did. He said that, and then like you notice when he got the punch to the gut, like he rose up. He said he got that from Dragon Ball Z. He was just literally like, oh, there's a
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z punch, and the fact like when they're like going to like when he has him against the bars and it's like jail bars. And then, like, it's a reflection of, like, the past. That was just a whole anime moment. Because they're just, like, fighting through the past up to the present, you know?
Yeah,
It was totally anime. And I was like, I like it. But I was like, yeah, it felt anticlimactic. They should have made have
it
more
did-
drive.
Yeah, well,
If they want to make an anime.
well, it was also like his other fights were tougher than that. Like,
Yeah.
or they were more back and forth. And that one, it felt like he didn't really face that much adversity.
Yeah. I know, right? He was winning majority of that
Yeah.
fight. Like,
So
when he
it
like,
was
fought
sorta-
Majors, like, he was
Yeah.
just, like, going in. I was like,
He just like fucked him up, and then it was over. It was,
yeah,
like, kinda-
exactly. See, if it was more of like a struggled battle, like I felt like it would have been like
That would've been
way,
cooler,
yeah, when
yeah.
like because then it would have seemed more anime, like them like fucking punching each other in the face and like Kakashi versus Obito, Naruto versus Sasuke, Goku versus Frieza. All those fights are like neck and neck, and you're just going off and like trying to
Yeah.
fucking like win it when you're giving it your all. And that just seemed like Michael B. Jordan was just like reflecting on the past and just like beating the shit out of Majors, and then that was it. And you're like, all right, like that was it.
It seemed like he had tougher fights in that movie.
Yeah.
in the same
When he
movie.
fought his the old champion. Remember
Yeah.
when he's training and he's like, I beat you once before, like, let me like let's just spar again, and like, he gets back up and he's training and shit. But yeah, I don't know. It just you're right. It did seem anticlimactic. It just seemed okay.
It didn't ruin the movie or anything.
Right here. So what out of 11 Zeus slabs got on God will you give this shit?
I actually rated it pretty high because I liked the movie overall.
Oh, okay.
So, but when I said that, now I can't remember exactly, but I think I might have gave it like an 8 or something.
Oh, dude, I just gave it an 8.
Oh shit, we're in tune.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna give it lower based on what you said.
I give it an 8. It had good directory to it, but no, yeah.
Michael B. Jordan did direct it. So.
Yeah, it was missing quite a few things. It seemed like the story was very basic and bland, and I was just like, okay, but I enjoyed it.
Good, yeah.
Plus, I gotta give it to him since he's a weeb. Like, I fucking like the anime aspect to it. So
I thought he actually directing it, he did pretty well because there were some things I liked. Like when they took that Dr. Dre song, The Watcher, and they were just chopping it up at the beginning when they're like, you know what I'm talking about? Where they were playing like little bits of it, and then you're like, is that The Watcher? And then more and more of it comes in.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, like how the song built.
Oh, dude, I lost it actually. It was I don't know. Like, I just, like, the kid in me and, like, the ghetto in me, like, when they played The Watcher and just showed downtown Los Angeles.
That was
I was
cool.
just like, oh, my God. Like, I, like, freaked out. I was like, dude, fucking finally, like,
built it up was
fucking
cool.
song that, like, people should recognize. And then, like, they played, like, a redone version to it by some new kid, and I didn't really like it. But I was like, at least they played the original version. They opened up with the original version.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did do
Remember
that.
they like when he's training, they played like the same beat, but it was like a new done version by somebody else.
I think I blocked that out. I was like, man, I don't like this.
I know they built up Majors in a good way. They brought him up in this fact that he was just like this, a dude from the pin that was playing dirty, and then he beat the champion who was some like Mexican like all-star, and then like that kid was really good, and he was just like doing dirty shit to him that fucking made him win the fight.
Yeah,
and that guy had so much drive behind him, and then then it just came from one thing to another and shit. So it was good. I mean, I like how they built it up, but yeah, when they got to like the actual fight, it just seemed so like, oh yeah, he won. That's it. And you're like, okay, like that was it. Like
gonna be because usually in those movies they're just getting fucking destroyed.
Yeah,
like, they're like barely standing.
Yeah, exactly.
With him, it's like I think he got dropped, but he got up and then like beat his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like
he got dropped once and then like got up and then just kept fighting on. And I was like, really? Okay.
But overall, it was good.
Yeah.
It was like on par with the rest of them. I think.
That. I saw John Wick 4.
How'd you like John Wick 4?
I loved it.
I think it might have it's either the first one or that one or the best one, I think.
Yes, I agree.
That's what I would say.
I love the fact that Donnie Yen was in it. I love that Sonata was in it. I loved that like Halle Berry was in it, that you didn't even recognize what part she was. I love that they did a callback from The Warriors.
Yeah.
They did like the old film for like the old like same directory, same kind of like radio station play. Bill Skarsgård was good. I think,
he was.
Yeah, I actually
villain.
think they mentioned the ballerina in that movie too.
Yeah, because she's going to be the next.
Yeah, which is mentioning Anna's character. I think they mentioned her in that movie. The new black actor, I don't know his name. He was good. I don't know what his point was really, because I just feel like they wanted to fill in like a side character. But I was like, I really like him.
He was that the same guy who plays that Lupin guy or no? I don't know.
Is it? Oh,
I'm
he might be right. Holy shit!
He looked familiar.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but I was like, I really like him.
I didn't look into it. I probably shouldn't have recklessly speculated.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't know. I really liked the Japanese girl that was Sonata's daughter.
I think it had like it probably had the like. It's either the first one or that one that had the best story to
for
me.
sure, yeah.
But they're all like really good.
Yeah,
like,
that one for sure was like 1 or 4.
Cool.
This one was really fucking good. I really liked it. And then like, because they said they might make a 5th movie, and if they do, I'd feel like the only real way they can do it is probably do a prequel, which I'd be fine with it. But the way it ended, I'm like, that had a solid ending, and how else was it going to end? And honestly, I'm grateful for the way.
They never showed his body though. He might not be dead.
True, that's very true.
There's a lot of spoilers here, by the way.
Yeah. But no, the way I thought about it, if how they would make a 5th one, which I would be fucking fine with, is when Donnie Yen kills Sonata, and then like his daughter tells John Wick on the train like, you better fucking kill this guy or else I'm gonna do it, and he's like, okay, but then he can't because it's his fucking best friend. Yeah. And then like at the very end of the movie, spoilers guys, where she's like walking up to him while he's like going to like give his daughter flowers and shit like that. Like I feel like that would be like the very first good intro to start up like a 5th movie for her, because I wouldn't mind seeing her be like the expansion of that and be like, okay, here's a 5th movie from John Wick, but it's her like going against Donnie Yen, which would not mind. I love Donnie Yen's shit. It's like really good.
It'd be cool. I don't want them to do too much because I'm like, you don't want them to just like run it into.
Yeah, because on top of that too, we're getting Ballerina, so that's already an expansion right there. Anna is fucking such a great actress, and I love her. So she's done some really good fucking work.
Yeah, it'd be cool. And then they're doing like that what the fuck is the Continental miniseries?
Yeah,
thing?
the Continental miniseries, which is going to be focused more on that. And then sorry to say that one actor passed the.
Lance Reddick.
He Lance Reddick.
That was he was on like The Wire also and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a part of the Continental too, but now that he's passed, like it kind of sucks.
That is sad.
Yeah,
it was like super random too.
I know, it was some kind of disease or something like that, right? I don't know.
I didn't see they didn't know at first. Like he just died like suddenly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still don't know what the cause of death.
See, this is why I get anxiety. Is because then I think about that shit by myself. I'm like, I could just up and go one day, but I'm like,
you're not gonna die anytime soon.
I know. Honestly, I probably am gonna live
not in a natural way, like
in a God way.
Exactly. So, what would you rate John Wick for?
Honestly, God, I mean, I'm not gonna give it 11. I'm gonna give it 10 Zeus slaps.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like 11's like I feel like 11's like it's just too perfect, but I mean it's up there.
I like the 11 rating system because it's like you can give stuff 10 and it's like, oh, you're giving it a 10, but it's like you still have that extra bit where it's like something
I
can
agree.
cross.
I get that.
I could see that. I think it's at least a 9 for sure, but it could be. It's definitely like in that range, like 9-10 range for me.
Yeah. I think because if there's another one and it's like he didn't die and stuff like that, then I'd be like, okay, now I give it like an 8. Because like it just had a solid ending. Like I was like, people were like, it was so sad. Like I was like, really? And I'm like, honestly, what else was gonna come from it? Like he said he wanted to go home. He knew what home meant, and he was just tired of. He wanted to be free. And then look what happened. Like that's where it resulted. He wanted to be with his wife.
He was free.
Yeah, everything.
He kind of freed everyone too.
Yeah, he freed everyone. He freed himself. He wanted to go home. He wanted to be with his wife. And then like the way it ended, I was like, that's just solid. Like how else was it supposed to end? Like it's beautiful. Like
it seemed like it was always going to end with him.
And
dying,
actually, I always say this too: is that like death always brings great storylines and also brings good endings to like things. Like because deaths that happen in movies and films and even in fucking life sometimes that like it brings good story to like to like everything. So I'm just like it's a really good reaccount of it.
There's stuff to take away from it for sure. I really liked it. I liked the last like duel scene and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whereas like you didn't really know what happened, and then it was really satisfying when he killed Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, too. That was something weird because he was just such a dick. Yeah, because he's such a dick in the movie. You're like, someone killed this piece of shit. Like, come on. And then like once like John Wick
shot, arrogant prick, whatever, then he fucking gets blasted.
Yeah.
And he basically sacrificed himself for his friend too.
Yeah.
So it's like a killer who kills everyone in his path. Like his final thing was like, you know what? I'm gonna let my friend live.
Yeah.
Because he has a daughter. Like,
that's hard, dude. I mean, like, how are you gonna kill your friend?
Yeah, and
because even the whole movie, like he's just there, like I don't want to fucking kill my friend. Like I don't think anybody wants to,
right?
Because if you think about it, in a sense, would you?
No,
I wouldn't want to do it. Like even if you went down some super dark route, I would not want to fucking kill you. I'd be like, dude, like just see your wrongs and fucking like come to light.
Kill your friend.
Yeah, like just like see your wrongs.
I can't even really hit my friends like in whenever I fight him or like whatever spar him, like I can't hit my friend like that, or like brothers, like I can't like I'm not trying to knock my friends and brothers out, you know?
No, I mean? Yeah, dude.
I always feel that pull, like
because it's like someone you fucking spent so much time with, and it's like love. It's love. It's really love in a sense. Like you have this love for a person, unless they really cross you really, really, really wrong in some way. But even then, even if they cross you really, really wrong in some way, there's still all that like time and things that you've had with each other where you're just like, I cannot fucking do this to you, like at all.
Yeah.
You think you can, like say someone like fucking, I don't know, fuck someone's girlfriend or something like that, and then like of course like you're gonna be fucking mad or pissed, and then like fucking you're gonna want to kill that person. But if you can, when it comes down to you boiling to that point when you're gonna do it, you're just like, I can't do this. Like I was so mad at you, but I cannot fucking let you go in my life like that. Like it's just like, it comes to a point where you're like, you gotta draw the line.
Right, when it's your friend, it's like impossible.
No, it's good. Yeah, speaking of Donnie Yen though, I saw another movie, the one where I walked the red carpet and got interviewed. There was a movie called my job invited me to go see this movie called Sakura, which is like a Donnie Yen movie that he fucking directed, has his team did, and he fucking made it. And what's interesting enough, it's a book that I've read by Tao Ling. I forgot who fucking wrote the book. very old book. It's called Demigods versus Semi-Devils.
Demigods versus.
And so, but yeah, it's a very old book about a chronology of like 3 different stories. They all intertwine. It's kind of like you have to read it because it kind of gets kind of a mixed up and very mixtured. But Donnie Yen's the main actor, and then he has his whole stunt team. He directed it. He produced it. It was a pretty cool movie. It was a lot of action packed. I felt like it ran through the story of what like the book was for sure. And then like at the end they had extra credit scenes, but they were so all over the place that you're just like, what the fuck's going on? Like all the extra credit scenes are just like kind of just like so like time gaps and like different scenes of different shit, and you're like, okay, like I guess there's supposed to be a sequel, but I don't know when or what. You're like, okay, but I don't know, it's pretty cool. It was an entertaining kung fu movie. A lot of very crazy effects for sure.
Yeah.
For that, I'll give you my own rating. So I'll probably give it about 6 Zeus slaps, God.
6 Zeus slaps. That's decent.
That's decent.
I kind of like that too. How a 6 is basically like it's like just putting it up above par.
Yes, there you go.
I like the 11 rating system.
It works actually. I agree. I like it. It works because you don't want to feel that bad about giving, because then you're like, no, I don't want to give it that low of a score. Like, yeah. So like it levels it out a little bit more.
Yeah, because if it was out of 10, you might have gave it a 5. Maybe,
yeah, or
like a 5.5.
For
sure.
6
is like, I don't know. It translates differently.
Yeah.
Because a 6 out of 11 is different than a 6 out of 10.
For sure.
Technically on the scale.
Another one I saw that actually took me by surprise was fucking Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, I saw that one. Did you like that one?
I liked it.
It was pretty good, yeah. It wasn't bad.
Don't really like M. Night Shyamalan's movies. I think there's probably 1 or 2 that I can name.
He has
that I
some
like.
great ones. He has a couple.
I think mine that I like the most is Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense is a classic.
Yeah, I know it's a classic. I never really cared too much for it. I mean, I did like it. It's not I didn't hate it. I don't think I really cared too much about it because I missed like the hype train. And then by the time I watched it,
so you knew what was going
to so then by the time
totally ruined it.
Yeah, so then by the time I fucking saw it, I was like, okay, whatever. But
did you know he was dead the whole time?
Yeah.
So that would ruin the fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly. No, Signs. I like Signs.
Signs is cool. Unbreakable is cool.
Oh yeah, that was one he did. Actually, you know what? Fucking
Split was cool.
Glass and Split were really good, and then Unbreakable was pretty cool. It was okay.
Split had a wild twist because when you watch it, you didn't fucking know that it was a sequel. The whole time, and then at the end it shows like Bruce
Split
Willis.
was really fucking good.
It's
Split,
like,
Split, Signs, and probably this movie. I probably would be like, okay, that was actually really good because I really liked it wasn't even a twist. It was just like a metaphor and an incorporation of what you saw. Because it wasn't a twist. It was just literally a incorporation of like, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that makes so much fucking sense. Like, that was cool.
Oh, they're like the 4 horsemen?
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I was just really impressed by it. I was like, that's pretty rad. I'm not going to lie. That was really cool to see. Because it's not even a twist. It's just like it literally was everything you saw.
See it,
exactly. So I liked that. I really liked what it was.
It's probably technically a twist for people. For me, it's like I kind of knew. I was like, oh, there's 4 people. It's the end of the world. Okay.
And all of them had different demeanors, like nursery, guidance, vengeance, and then like I forgot what the other one was. But I was just like, oh shit, okay, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had some scary moments to it. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking watching all those jet planes fall like glass, that was kind of scary. I was like, if that actually happened, that would be scary to witness.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, like all those like that interpretation of like glass flying like or like falling from the sky, and I was like, that's kind of scary actually. If you just see like planes just fucking plummeting down, like what the fuck? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, for real.
No, it was good. I really liked it. What about you? What would you give that?
Shit, I don't know. I think it's good. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's good. I can't. I actually rated it on here before. I can't remember what I rated it. I think I gave it a 6 or 7 out of 11.
I was gonna give it a 6.5.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
See the way you're talking about, I thought you liked it more.
No, but no, I probably did like that. It was entertaining, and I just liked that. But it's probably just a one-time movie that I'd probably watch.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah. That's how I rate them sometimes. Is I'm like, am I gonna rewatch?
Watching
this?
value,
Like,
yes. Yeah. It's a movie that I liked, but it's just like I wouldn't watch it again without the same excitement that I got out of it. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, like that.
I started giving more half scores too because I realized I was giving a lot of shit 7s, and I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
There has to be a variation
because it's replay value. If I'm gonna rewatch that again, then I'd be like for instance, I love rewatching fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like that has higher replay value for me. And if it's
All
like
the
a movie,
Tarantino ones do.
yeah, for sure, they have
They're
good
all,
replay value. And see, that's
yeah.
what makes movie scores and shit different. Like, what's the replay value?
And that's the difference between his movies and the Scorsese ones. As
Yes.
much as I like those, they're not as rewatchable. Like you've seen them,
I know.
you kind of know, you know.
I know. Mad Dog's barely rewatched Heat, or no, just barely watched Heat. Did you ever watch that movie?
The Al Pacino,
Yeah, and
yeah.
Val Kilmer.
I don't think that's not a Scorsese one though.
I thought it was. Was it?
I don't think so.
Okay, but no, I mean, it's
But
like
it
it
feels
fits,
like it.
It fits in that genre wise.
Yeah.
Sure. I think I'm thinking of Departed. That's his. Yeah.
I might be wrong. I should. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that like it fits in that same genre and it's like inside that same kind of catalyst of like those actors and stuff like that. But I mean, he just barely watched it for the first time. I was like, really? I was like, that was like a hype like back in the like when it first came out. Like everyone was all about that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a cool movie. I mean, just to have those two in it, like,
And Kilmer like as like the third wheel.
but the two of them, that's always a big deal for people when they're in a movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heat's a cool movie.
But yeah, he just barely watched it, and I was like, really? I was like, that's interesting. I didn't know you just barely watched that. I feel like you've watched that like a long time ago.
Yeah, it's written and directed by Michael Mann. That's what I thought. I was like, it feels like a Scorsese movie, but yeah. I mean, Scorsese has like Casino and all those movies like that, and The Departed. The Departed isn't that a remake of a Chinese movie? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's is it Hard Boiled? Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think. Scorsese.
That small midget.
He's like, that guy's like 80% eyebrows. No,
Yeah, for real.
It is funny though. He has like very like, and that's coming from two people who have very pronounced eyebrows.
I know, both of us do, really.
But Martin Scorsese's like another level.
Yeah.
You know, he's I've never seen Hugo. I've never seen that one.
Hugo. No, I never seen that either.
I did see that Shine a Light movie. He directed like this Rolling Stones concert. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a cool movie. And it was kind of funny because he always uses their songs in his movies.
Uh-huh.
So they were like, I think this is the first time Sympathy for a Devil hasn't been in one of your movies. It was like one of those, is like, because they didn't, or no, it wasn't that. It was some other song that they didn't play at that show.
That's funny.
Like, it's in all the other, because you watch his movies and there's usually at least one. I know The Departed had one.
For sure.
Yeah, but when you watch him, he usually squeezes one in there somewhere.
Mama told me not to come. That ain't Rolling Stones.
Mama told me not to come. Boxcar Bertha.
Yeah. Okay.
New York,
what else?
New York.
What else we got?
Raging Bull. That's a good. I'm just looking at Scorsese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cape Fear, Goodfellas. Yeah, there's a lot. Gangs of New York. Gangs of New York is kind of weird for him. It doesn't feel.
Some people say that was his worst film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people say that was his worst film because one, it was way too fucking long. Two, it's just weird the fact that he had an Irish actor play an American actor and an American actor play an Irish actor.
Shutter Island was kind of hit and miss for him, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like Mark Ruffalo and Leonardo DiCaprio together. That was pretty good, actually. Like chemistry.
I liked The Wolf of Wall Street, but some people don't like that one either.
No, I thought it was cool.
I
think it's just because it's such like
funny.
a manly movie.
It is funny. It's a funny ass movie to me.
Yeah,
when he's on the Quaaludes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just like
when he thinks he got
crawling.
home. Yeah, and he like thinks he got home safely. He's like, I made it out without a scratch, and it's like, you fucked up everything, dude. Like, sorry, you fucked out everything.
The fucking Quaaludes. That shit is funny. The Quaaludes part.
Yeah. It's such a harsh life.
I was just looking at random movies. Oh yeah, so I saw that movie Beau is Afraid. That's the new Joaquin Phoenix one. It's directed by Ari Aster. He directed Midsummer, I guess, and some other shit.
Oh yeah, he did those movies.
So that movie is a mind fuck. It's like 3 hours, and it's just all over the place.
I will give it a try because I like the long movies. I really do.
I think you would like it. I would not recommend it for most people. I like it.
I'll give it a try. What is it called?
It's called Beau is Afraid. It's a Joaquin. You'll see it. The Joaquin Phoenix movie that's out now.
Okay.
He plays like this guy with like, he has some type of mental health issues and like mental illness, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like all over the place. I like it. I could definitely see people not liking it. Like,
okay.
Well, I mean, I know people that don't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
You know, but this movie, I could definitely see people not liking.
Weird. So that's such a weird cast. Okay. Yeah.
It's
Bill Hader's in it. What the fuck? Bill Hader's a UPS guy. Richard King.
It's a strange ass movie.
Tim McKinley. This is so weird. That's such a interesting cast.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like it's just like a long journey, you know.
Yeah.
Where he's just like trying to get back home, and he gets back home, and it's just, well, I guess that's a spoiler kind of.
Nah, it's all good. I'll watch it though.
Well, you would figure he'd get back home, but he's just trying to get back home the whole time, and yeah, it's just like all this stuff stopping him, you know.
Okay, weird.
It's a bunch of wild shit that
Yeah,
happens.
it's a horror comedy, so I'll see how it goes. So I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's weird. I think you would like it. I don't think everybody would like it though.
I'll give it a shot.
I rated it a 7 out of 11 Zeus.
Really? As much as you've been saying that it's a negative thing? Okay.
No, because I'm saying I like it, but I'm trying to tell people I don't think you'll like it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's super artistic, you know. It's
it's one of those.
It's
fucking To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of in a way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it a shot. I mean, if you sound like me when I talk about the Fire Force ending that's going to Soul Eater. Some weeb shit. Sorry, my bad.
The Fire Force ending to Soul Eater.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Soul Eater. I read and watched that one.
Oh, did you? Yo, well, do you know that like Fire Force turns into Soul Eater, right? Like the show and manga, like that's like the begin. It's like the prequel to Soul Eater. Yeah. And they show that happen. I like how it happened. I'm not sure. Like, you sound like me though. I don't know if people are gonna like how it transcribes into like going into Soul Eater. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I really did enjoy it, but I'm not sure people are gonna feel the same way about it. So
yeah, there's some things where you like it, but you could tell like, oh yeah, I don't know if that would be for everyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you just kind of know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like that movie. I thought it was cool. Yeah, was there anything else you've seen recently? I had other topics, but you know, if there's a...
Actually, I mean, no, we're good. We should probably wrap this up. We've been talking about this for a while. We'll move on and probably get a little bit to whatever. Do personal talk or just do what we do best.
Well, I got other shit. I got a lot of other shit. But what I was going to say is, I thought this was funny. Have you heard people say, I don't like the name crypto.com arena. I miss Staples Center.
No, I know that people feel weird about it. I like it.
It's funny to me because it's like,
I think
like you like Staples. It's an office supply store. You fucking nerd.
Exactly. It just sounds stupid.
It was never cool. No. It became cool because they won championships.
Boomers.
But what sounds cooler? I think the Crip Arena sounds
I think
cooler.
the Crypto Arena sounds fucking dope.
It sounds cool to me.
I think that crypto sounds dope, yo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I think that crypto sounds dope as fuck.
That Crip Arena, yeah.
The what?
What Crip Arena?
Like walks away? Oh, hell no.
Where we play it? I knew it was on Figueroa.
Yeah, like, oh, hell no. Walks away.
Just see Schoolboy in there.
I know, right? I know. Where was I? I was going to the Griffith Observatory on my birthday. And then I was like on the Glendale side, and then like I got to like the upper part, because when you get to the upper part, when you get to Griffith, there's some very nice houses out there, very good looking homes and shit. And I'm driving, and then one of the streets is Hoover Street, and I'm like, oh damn! I was like, I'm on Hoover Street, and I was like looking around to see it and shit, and I was like, it's all white neighborhood and shit. I'm just all like, never mind.
Well, if it was Hoover over there by USC, then
exactly.
It'd be different. That would be a little different. Yeah. I just thought that was funny though, how people get attached to like the most random shit. It's like Staples Center.
Yeah, I always thought that was a dumb name, and it just reminds me of the fucking surplus store. And I'm like,
well, that's what it was. They were just the sponsor.
Yeah, exactly.
For a long ass time.
I think Staples went underneath, didn't they?
Did they? I don't know. I'm not sure. They might have.
Office Depot. One of those fucking places did.
It's all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same shit.
It's not cool. I mean, they got some shit that's cool there, I guess, but it's not something where I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Staples. It's kind of just somewhere you go when you have to go there.
Nah, son. Yeah, nah.
You're not like hyped about a Staples trip.
No, not at all.
And speaking of that, what is your favorite stadium that you've been to?
Cubs.
You been there?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That seems cool.
Yeah, the Cubs.
I always wanted to go there.
Well, Cubs and Dodgers. Cubs and Dodgers for sure, because Dodgers is just home. And like,
yeah.
But the Cubs do have a really fucking cool stadium.
Well, they kind of have the same thing where both of their stadiums are really old.
Yes, exactly.
The Cubs is older, though. That shit's so old.
What do you call it? Is ours the old? No, I think who's the oldest, us or them?
It's got to be the Cubs.
I think
it's.
I think we're
like
no
100 years.
I think they're the oldest on the Midwest. We're the oldest on the West.
Yeah.
But I think they're the oldest just in general.
Yeah.
I think they're the oldest stadium just in general. But
That'd be actually that's a good thing to look up. I'll look that up.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Research that.
That
Please.
does seem cool, and get some Chicago style pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, so good.
The Chicago style pizza is fire.
You know who actually had a very nice stadium, but it's very modern, super modern, but it's very nice. It's like fucking the Rockies.
I thought you were gonna say the Rockies.
Yeah, the Rockies
it
stadium
pretty cool
is
there.
very modern, but it's very nice for sure. It's such a well built stadium. It has a very cool mountaineer aesthetic to it and shit like that. Good beer. First off, too.
Oh, the Rockies?
Yeah, very good beer there. And I'm just like, oh shit. Of course, they sell Coors.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna say this. It's Fenway Park. I was gonna say
Fenway?
it's either Fenway or Wrigley, but
Okay.
but Fenway's 111 years old, and then Wrigley's 109.
Oh, that's like butt hair.
Damn, Angel Stadium is old. It's 57 years. I didn't
I
realize.
think
it was
that
old.
sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
The Angels has been there. Stadium has been for a while. It's the Anaheim Angels.
The Anaheim Angels. The Dodgers Stadium 61, so they're number 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
Okay, so they're number 3. Yeah, I was gonna say Fenway's old as hell, and then the Yankee Stadium was they redid it, but before that it was really old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like the first, but yeah, they redid it. So
yeah, so it doesn't count anymore.
yeah, bitch. Sorry,
Tropicana Field, is that what's Tropicana Field?
Florida.
Oh yeah, okay. I was it's where the Rays play. Okay.
Yeah,
I got
was gonna say.
confused because like the Marlins have like a Tropicana thing, and then
Yeah,
oh no, Minute Maid Park is the Houston one. That's how I got it through.
Minute
I
Maid
was
Park.
like,
It's so weird.
yeah,
It is small as fuck too.
It's just this little fucking Mickey Mouse park.
What about you? What's the best stadium you've been to?
I would probably I think Dodger Stadium's pretty cool. Of the ones I've been to, but I always feel biased when I say that. Staples Center
Do you
is
feel
pretty cool.
Pedro bias about?
I
Just
do.
fucking-
Yeah.
Shaking his fucking hamburger meat.
Just like in the back of the club.
Yeah. Just mamboing and shit.
Yeah.
Mami,
I always
espérate.
I think crypto.com's pretty cool too.
Crypto Arena. Oh yeah, you know what? The Crypto Arena is pretty cool. I only went there
seen
for
the Kings there.
Yes, I've seen the Kings there.
I actually seen the Clippers there back in the day.
That's dope.
Sadly enough, I haven't been to a Laker game.
Me neither, dude. I've never been
I
to a
wanna
Laker
go.
game, and we're such big fans. We've never been to a Laker game.
I know. Well, that's what they say. A lot of the real fans can't afford to go to the fucking game.
God damn.
I could afford to go, I guess, but it's like you got to sit in the fucking nosebleed. It's expensive going to a Laker game.
Yeah.
Like to get decent seats, you know.
And the Dodgers, you can kind of swing depending on who they're playing. You can like swing around about like what good seats you can get, and sometimes you can get deals off playing like really good seats or shit. Like I don't know.
It's more
It's
than
kinda-
it used to be, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
And
then-
then they tax when you go for like the special nights. Like they charge more for those like tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So-
always like, yeah.
I mean, we went to the Kings VIP, but that's because the company gave it to us. So the company gave us like VIP room, and it was like a cool setting. You know what was funny is that 2 boxes down from us was fucking like Chris Jericho and like fucking like old wrestlers.
They're just
And they
watching
showed them on like the cam and shit, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why are like Chris Jericho and shit here? That's so
the
weird."
walls of Jericho.
Yeah. I was like, okay, weird.
He was
They're
randomly on Terrifier 2 also.
Oh, that's right. He was on that. Yeah, no, and then fucking the Kings won that night against the Oilers.
The Oilers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I was going to talk about that I thought was funny is fucking some of the team names are funny. It's like, what the fuck is an Oiler?
Yeah, the Sharks.
You know?
I mean, the Sharks is pretty
The
cool.
Sharks is cool.
That's a
There's
cool
cool
name.
ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, Lakers doesn't even really make sense.
No,
It's
it
like,
doesn't.
It was a Minneapolis thing. They have a bunch of lakes there.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, what the fuck is a Laker?
Yeah.
You know?
Could be anything you want: a doctor, a lawyer, a Laker. I think about that daily. I don't know why. I get it. Like,
a Laker. Like, nah, you got a way better chance of being a doctor or a lawyer than being
I
a
know
Laker.
exactly. It's just like I don't know why he like put all those together.
What are the odds of it's super low? You know how hard it is to be in the NBA? It's ridiculous.
Oh, God, Snoop. That's just like it's just a ghetto mentality. I just find
Be
it
a
funny, like a
doctor,
doctor,
a
lawyer,
lawyer, a Laker.
Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Nephew.
Yeah, nephew.
Be a doctor, a lawyer, a Laker.
But no, besides that, yeah, you're right. There are some weird ass teams.
Yeah.
The Red Wings.
The
for God's
the
sakes.
Purdue Boilermakers. What the fuck is
The
that?
Red Wings, dude.
The Red Wings. Yeah, that sounds like you're fucking a girl on her period.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's cool. You didn't have to make a team about that.
Vulgar.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
That is weird, right?
Yeah.
Red wings. Red Bull gives you wings. No, there's like, yeah, the Purdue Boilermakers. That's
The Sharks sound cool. The Kings sound cool. But
there's one of those minor league teams. It's like the Chanclas or the Flying Chanclas.
That is an awesome
San
name.
Antonio. Yeah, that one's cool.
That's awesome.
That's
name.
a cool one. And
That scares me, actually.
Yeah. I think it's the San Antonio Flying
Traumatized,
Chanclas or something like that. Yeah.
So good.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'd definitely rep that and be like, yeah, dude, Flying Chancla, bitch.
Get that merch.
That sounds like a kung fu movie, like a mom doing like a fucking
House of the Flying Chanclas.
Yeah, House of the Flying Chanclas, and it sounds like a Mexican mom doing like the kung fu kick, and it's just like a flying chancla, like, oh shit, she's coming, the foot's still there.
That's what my
Foot's still on the chancla, it's coming at your face, son.
My brother went over to one of his friend's house when they were kids, and his friend got in trouble, and the dad's in his underwear, and he has a broom, and he fucking throws it like a trident, and it whacks him in the back of the head.
Oh, see, this is how we were abused as children. We were fucking hella abused.
Because he tried to run away, and that thing was like a fucking like dart just flying through
Boom.
the air. We haven't cussed a lot on this episode. Now I'm messing it up right now.
I have, you know me.
Yeah, I feel like there hasn't been a lot though.
Oh shit, balls and cock.
What's cool is I'm smart enough to not do it at the beginning. That's how you get fucked on YouTube.
That's
is
true.
when you do it at the beginning. Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah. I always put mine as like not for kids, but like you know, there's like all these different
Honestly,
things for ad
I
revenue.
mean,
yeah.
Fuck them kids. But I'm
them
just saying. But I
kids.
say it in a sense like, because everything is I get it. Monopoly wise, if you're advertising from kids from like 5 to like 15, of course they're gonna want to buy it more because that's where most of the money comes from. Is the adolescents are just like, I want this, or like they're influenced by shit. But they like the content we made and the art we make and stuff like that. I kind of don't want it to go to kids. I want it to go to people like our age group, younger and older, like just our age group, because it's just like we deserve that. You know, we deserve that shit as much as kids do. You know, we don't get that much material, and then it's just life. Because as a kid, you get so much material that's published to you, and then life seems a little bit dull because you just try to find things that are like, you know, that like you like TV shows and shit like that. And like I just feel like so much shit is not tailored to like the adulthood of us, really.
Yeah,
it's more tailored to kids, and I just feel like it's a little bit unfair. I feel like we deserve a little bit more, especially when we grow up. So that's why too I'm like, nah, like kids could watch this shit when they get older. Like I'm gonna fucking keep this for adults. So
yeah, no, well, it's fine. I think there's a line though. Like there's certain stuff that people wear in public. Like some people wear like, you know, really like vulgar stuff in public, and I'm like, I don't know about all that. Like when there's kids around.
Yeah,
like that's not really necessary.
Lady Gaga, dude, when she's like, why the fuck would you bring your kids to a fucking Lady Gaga show? She's like, who thinks that's like the right thing to do? Like that's your own problem.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, like someone got mad or complained about it, and she's like, why would you bring your kids to a Lady Gaga show? Like that's just
maybe
the
they
dumbest
thought
thing.
of her making like fun dance music or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but. Well, don't bring your kids to a Sam Smith show.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck is that guy doing? Have you seen that? He's like doing all this like satanic stuff. It seems like he's trolling, but it's like.
Has he been doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
How's he fucking? Oh, it's probably because he wrote that song Unholy, but whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
It's corrupted by the dark side of the force of Hollywood.
The dark side.
As they say, they like Black Panther symbolism and fucking like the devil.
It's funny to see people defend it, like Lil Nas X selling those like 666 shoes with the blood in them. Like it's just weird. Like I don't know. It's like obviously I'm not.
To me, I know people have a hypothetical theory that like yes, it's like the whole occult of the devil and fucking they're like, oh my god, like it's just that. I mean, hey, maybe, but I just feel like evil is what you make it. Yeah, evil is what you. And honestly, too, like. I think like that whole like devil worshipping and fucking like shit like that is just really fucking lame. It's just so fucking lame. Like, oh, the beast and like, oh, like demons and stuff like that, like power and like don't fuck with dark force. It's just so fucking stupidly lame. Like it's just really fucking lame. Like be stronger than that. I know we are. So it's just the fact you're giving into your bad habits and just, you know, giving into bad habits has always been the easy way out. So. It's always just simple, quick luxury, and it's just honestly, I feel like it's just the dumbest thing on fucking earth. Like, so I just people like giving into that 666, bro. I'm just like, it's just so stupid.
666.
Like fear me, like and you see that on so many Instagram handles, like Debbie 666, and it's just like it's just so fucking lame. Like I'm so sorry, it's just so fucking lame.
Yeah. It
like literally there's no power behind you saying that, and maybe you might be offending old Christians, I guess, if that's your fucking go, but I really don't give a fuck what you're doing because it makes you seem very weak.
Yeah, it is lame. It's like, why do you want to do that? You just want to be an asshole? Like,
Yeah,
you just want to
pretty
piss
much.
people off?
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll let the trannies handle them.
They know
Actually,
what
yes,
they're
please
doing.
do.
And they cancel them.
Yeah, cancel those people.
Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Now, I think what's kind of cool is I don't think that people actually want to cancel me or you, because I think they know that we're not anything we say, even if it's jokes or whatever. We don't have like malice towards people, you know.
No.
Like I don't hate people because they're trans at all.
No.
Like I really don't. Actually, if anything, I'm like, damn, that's like a hard life. Like I respect, like, especially if you're out with that. Like I respect that decision to, like, you know, put yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's scary.
It is.
It's got to be like terrifying, especially as a,
because it's a different world. It's a different world than we live in. So yeah, of course, it's wholly
you
entirely
can
different.
die just for being trans, you know.
Pretty
It's
much.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
People will want to kill you
Because things
that.
are different here in in California, sure, but when you go to like some Midwest states or Southern states, yeah, shit gets very, chaotic and just
even
very like
here
scary.
In the wrong people.
Yeah,
you know? But yeah, it's a
exactly.
lot more tolerant here.
Exactly. So when you come to different places from there, it's just even scarier.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I thought, this is random now, but I turned on the radio and I was trying to listen to, the Lakers won. So sometimes I'll like listen to people talking about it. It's just kind of fun. It's like you're part of something, like, oh, it's like fans talking about this shit. When you're that's why people go to games and stuff. You're going there to watch the players, but part of it is like you're with your fellow fans, It's like you're in that atmosphere.
Exactly.
And, like, feeding off that energy. So I turn it on and they're like, we got 7 hours of NFL draft coverage. And I'm like, bro, it's like the 3rd day of the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Why are you covering this all day? Like, there's nothing else like more interesting to cover than the NFL. Most people can look that shit up on their phone,
See, but some people are like so into that, dude. Like,
it's crazy how big the NFL is.
I know. And I mean,
the NFL is easily the biggest sport here.
I don't know. I mean,
Football.
this is gonna kind of get a little bit personal, and I don't mean this by any means of like offending anybody, because I know people would just be like, "Well, that's you, bro," or like, "I'm into that," because people are into what they're into, and that's so be it. Let them be that. And then some people just really want that fucking feed. Some people will sit there and listen to that shit because that gets them through their work. Someone would be working and then like for 7 hours are listening to that feed.
Just
and
an
like, yeah.
NFL draft.
Yep.
Like that's so boring.
But then like see like
you could look. I guess. Well, actually, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. My bad.
no, yeah. First, go ahead. What were you saying?
All I was gonna say is you could save yourself so much time by just looking it up at the end.
Exactly.
It's like why the fuck you need to? I understand the first round, first 2 rounds maybe, your team. Do you really want to sit there through like fucking hundreds of picks? And just like every pick,
because they're trying to get ahead on
you gotta
fucking
just
draft
really
picks.
be into the NFL.
I think they're that, and they're trying to get ahead on draft picks and money and stuff like that, gambling. It's just I don't know. I mean, this is coming from me specifically because I'm gonna get kind of in depth here. Nick's about to get personal. I'm opening up my feelings, guys. Just let me be. Like okay, for instance, going back to the Kings and Dodgers too. Like I do not watch sports as much as I used to. Like I used to fucking like watch sports so adamantly, especially when it came to like the Dodgers. You know how much I used to watch the Dodgers. I don't even know I was on the fucking team anymore. Yeah. I think I'm just like what's happening is like I saw them win in my lifetime and I'm like, okay, good. Because I'm doing the same thing I did with the Kings. I saw them win. I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then like old friends that I've had, this is all they do is just sports watch football, watch draft picks, have draft days, watch it to the T, and then learn so much about players, their statistics, their lives, what they do personally, and they're enveloping so much time and attention towards someone else's life. And I'm like, you can be doing that to yourself and people around you rather than to someone you don't even know just because it's making you money. And I get it. It's entertainment. It's fun. And then you're also like, it's something to kind of research, but it's like research your time into other things than just fucking sports. Like there's so much more you can do with like what you're doing with yourself, what can you do for hobbies. And I feel like that's what I'm doing now. Like, same with video games. I would love to play video games again. I miss playing video games again. But it's just that I'm doing so much work. I mean, personally for myself and, my music, which is understandable for me. Like, that's not understandable for other people. But it's like you can invest so much time and money and things that you can do for hobbies yourself, the people, the ones you love, rather than just investing all of this management into a person you don't even fucking know. And on top of that, you can look it up, like you said. Like, literally, you can wait till the day is over and be like, all right, who went where, what's what, and you can see all on a fucking grid list. But it's just like you're sitting there wasting 7 hours a day listening to the whole fucking thing when you can be wasting those 7 hours a day learning a new trait and then looking up that shit up later or something. I don't know.
And I guess my thing too, as somebody who makes broadcast content, is I'm like, surely there's more interesting stuff you could fucking put on the radio. Like, do you really need to broadcast 7 hours of live NFL draft coverage?
And it's like, it just seems like that's what I mean. Like when people seem like they don't have lives, like it's just that. And I'm like, dude, do more with yourself, man. There's more out there than just doing that shit.
It's weird to me that like the sports stations don't cover. Like, other than if there's a game going on and they have the broadcast, they don't cover, like, the radio stations don't cover, like, new stuff during the weekends. Yeah, it's weird. They don't have, like, programming on the weekends.
Because I feel like it's there to get you stuck. I feel like it's there because in some people, that is all their lives, especially some, like, Midwest states and some other, like when I go up north and stuff like that, that's all they talk about is, like, sports statistics and, like, players and things like that. It just keeps them, like, interwrapped, and it keeps you stuck in that, like, mentality, and then that's all you know is just like work and sports and whatever else you may do on the side. So like I don't know, I see people like kind of getting in a loophole about it, and I just feel like it's just such a weird ambivalence to live. I don't know. I'm speaking for myself here because I don't care for sports that much anymore. I never even really did at first. I used to fucking hate going to family parties to just watch fucking football. As a child, like we would have to go to football parties or Super Bowl parties, and I fucking hated it. I was like, oh my God, like it's just a fucking waste of time. Like I'm watching people, because it's a lot of time for like something that's not even really good delivery. You see people fucking go short amount of fucking yards, and just something about it, guys throwing balls at each other, getting yards in and tackling each other, just doesn't seem entertaining to me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. And actually, how that sounded kind of, but anyways, it's just like. I don't know, like it was such always a boring sport. And they say baseball is boring, which don't get me wrong, baseball is boring because like the greatest thing that happens
I feel like if it's not your team, it's really boring.
Exactly. And on top of that, like the greatest thing that happens in baseball is when nothing happens. That's called a perfect game.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, right. When your team's not playing, it's very boring.
Game when like nobody gets any.
Yeah. So, but it's just, I don't know. I find football American football is fucking equally is just fucking boring. It's just stupid to me.
It can be. What I was gonna say is, I feel like sports kind of got ruined by corporations.
That's how
there's so much ad time.
Also, they think a lot of games are rigged, especially when it comes down to boxing matches. How did you feel about last boxing match? Let me ask you about that because you're the expert.
That one? Well, one thing that's funny, I have different thoughts about that. So let's hear this. I thought that Tank was gonna win the whole time. Like they've been talking about that fight for years, and I was just like, oh, Ryan Garcia doesn't move his head enough. You know, like he doesn't like he fights like very stiff, and Tank is somebody that has like a lot of angles. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's not going to go well. It's an interesting fight because they both have power. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to see it, but I was always like, I don't think that's going to go well for him. And sure enough, he got dropped in like the second round, like by that headshot. Mm-hmm. And then he gets hit by that liver shot. And I don't know, like this is a polarizing thing. I think he kind of quit. A lot of people feel different ways about it, but I'm like, I think he could have got up. It sucks to get hit in the liver, obviously. Like, it's rough. Yeah. Have you ever had the wind knocked out of you?
No.
I have before, and, like, it is scary. It's like, you know, and that's probably more pain. The liver's more painful, but I've been hitting the solar plexus where you have the wind knocked out. And it's scary, but it goes away. Yeah. Like, and you can still battle on, you know?
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, man, this isn't going to go well. Because as a Mexican fighter, like,
yes,
you can't quit like that.
Nope.
And sure enough, like I saw so many posts. You probably did too.
Oh my God, that's how you heard. Livid. And on top of that, like they were talking about how Oscar De La Hoya and all these other ones are getting fucking on his ass about it. And then Manny Pacquiao was there, and then there was so much build behind that fight, like you said, for years, and then fucking like it was super anticlimactic. Like it was very anticlimactic.
I am glad that it ended in that way, though. Like in a conclusive way.
Like that, you're glad it's over.
Well, that it wasn't on the cards. That would suck. Because the way the fight was, it was like, oh damn, like it feels like Tank's winning these rounds, but they're close, and it would suck if it's like a shitty decision.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's worse than knocking someone out, like making them quit.
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, as a fighter, like, damn, man, you might as well have got knocked out. Like, quitting is just like, that means you took the fight out of a fighter. Like, to me, that's so wild.
Yeah.
That's just like, yeah.
And then for the community and for how much that dude was fucking upheld and shit like that, and like it's sad. It really is like there's so much behind it, and then he just let everyone down.
It'll be interesting.
I mean, to me, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like, but like everyone was so pissed about it, and then everyone's like, I mean, that's when you kind of think that fights sometimes are rigged a little bit in a sense, but then it's just like whatever happened out there. So
yeah, I don't think that one was rigged, because I think if anything, they wanted him to win. You know,
yeah,
he's more marketable.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people wanted him to win.
The business, I think, wanted him to win. You know, more than anything.
For sure.
Tank's marketable, but like, well, it just what it is. Like, looking at the numbers, like the biggest fan base is like Latinos for boxing. So it's like, especially specifically like Mexican Americans. So it's like, that's the biggest fan base. You don't want the Mexican American guy to lose.
And look what happened.
Yeah, and he lost. And he could bounce back, but I just thought he didn't show that much heart. So I wonder if he really even cares.
Yeah.
I think it was a way for him to become a celebrity, and he's going to have all types of opportunities now, I'm sure. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Because, I follow boxing, so I would see. The thing that was hilarious to me going into that fight is before the fight, I saw so many people like, oh, fuck this guy. He's like a Justin Bieber of boxing. Like, he's not, he's just a pretty boy. He's not really about the sport. And then as soon as, like, the classic battle, what always happens? What do they always market? It's either it's the black guy versus the white guy, or it's the black guy versus the Mexican guy.
Yeah.
And so I knew as soon as that happened, it was like, fuck it, it's Raza. We got to ride for him. And
I know, right? Exactly.
As soon as that switch flipped, and it was like, everybody was like, nah, fuck Tank and all this shit. And I was like, damn, son, like, Tank is actually like an entertaining fighter. Like, what's wrong with Tank?
It's just because, it's a black versus a Mexican type of thing, which I hate how that separates us, because we're so better together, honestly. Because
Tank is, what is he, 27-0, 25 knockouts? I think now he's 28-0, 26 knockouts. It's like he's knocking out everybody. Like, he's an entertaining fighter. But it's crazy, like, how primal the fan base can be, where it's just like,
that's with everything. See, that's the thing too. It's like with fucking sports, it turns everyone like lizard brained, and all of a sudden people who are like never even had experience in their lives all of a sudden become coaches. You realize that? Like everyone that watches sports,
I always tell you about that when there's a boxing match, everyone's like an expert.
All of a sudden everyone's an expert, everyone's a fucking coach, and it's like, where the fuck, you never even been in the ring, or you never even played this fucking sport. Like, you may, because even you and I have talked about this before, like, okay, I don't mind women commentators at all, whatever they do, but it's like, I matter it more of the fact, like, have you actually fucking been in their shoes playing this? Because if you have done that, then I would actually respect your opinion. But if you're just doing it by an outside look, and you know the numbers, you watched enough, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is my outside. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, because you haven't fucking been there. So how are you going to speak on this? Yeah,
it is a weird line, because they always have a mix of like guys that have never done it, and guys. There's usually like with fighting, there's like going to be fighters that are commentating too.
Yeah,
they usually have at least one on their team, and then the other guys are like, they never been in the ring. So
exactly.
It's a weird mixture.
And you always notice that they always look intimidated when there is a boxer like actually talking about like the fight and stuff like that. They're always just like scared to ask a question and like give the honest opinion that they think they give out.
Yeah,
they're always like, oh, like, all right,
very good fight.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is interesting, but yeah, I do think I don't think that one was rigged. I don't think that it went how they wanted it to go, though. I think they were probably pissed. I heard that everybody, like, his whole team was gone. Oscar was gone. Everybody was just bounced.
Everyone bounced.
So that kind of shows me it probably was, like, I could see why people might. I saw people saying that. I was like, I don't think that shit was rigged, because, like, that's not the result that they wanted.
No, at all.
I think they're okay with it, because it's like, it's conclusive. There's no controversy. It's just like he quit. Like, he had a chance. One thing that was funny, though, is there's a page. Actually, I'm not even going to shout the page out. There's a big page on Instagram, and I shared their thing, and I made a joke, and I said, like, because it was this whole thing about how he's not Mexican. And I was like, oh, he didn't listen to Zapata because he took a knee.
Yeah.
And they fucking like days later they put that quote under him, and I was like, you fucking
wow.
they jacked my shit.
They jacked your shit.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I'm not gonna shout them out.
It's not. It's all good. It's not as bad as my brother getting blocked or banned by E40.
He's like, fuck that fucking.
Can you believe my brother has beef with E40? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god.
E40 was probably one of his favorite rappers, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then fucking we got fucking.
What did he do to E40?
I gotta remember and ask. I was just he called him out on something on Instagram.
Something about a girl, right?
Yeah, and then like E40 just fucking was like, "Fuck you, fool," and then blocked.
It's like, fuck you. Did E40 actually tell him fuck you?
Like, Rico knows his stat. I think he did. I think he said something. And like,
E40 usually seems so chill.
And then fucking the fact that Rico knows his shit. Rico's been following for a while. You know, Rico knows his shit. I don't know. It was wild.
Oh, damn. That was funny though. When you told me that, I was like, man, E40 blocked. that was probably one of his heroes, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, my family's in the game, son. We're all in the
game.
We're all in the game now, honestly. So.
Yeah. E40.
All right. Well, we got 20 minutes. What do we got?
We still got time. Yeah, we got. Yeah, we probably got like 20, roughly 20 minutes if you're watching at home. Actually, there'll probably be more of the whole show because I'll have some stuff after this. A little bit. Usually, if I have somebody on, it's like that's most of the show.
Yeah.
You know, but what was I going to ask? Oh, that question isn't really. I was going to ask what your favorite sport was and your least favorite, but
nah.
You're not really into the sports anymore. Yeah.
I've evolved. I have evolved.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of corporations, do you think Nintendo has Disney shook now?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Maybe.
Because
they already got fucking Super Mario World. They're investing in the things. They got part of Universal now.
Yeah. And this Mario movie did so much better than the most recent like animated Disney movies. And they've had a couple Marvel kind of flops in a row.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of Marvel flops, so...
Yeah.
I think the next thing they're riding on, or they're hoping for, is Guardians, and I feel like that. Well, I think that'll probably do good because that's been worked on for a while,
and it'll probably be good too.
Yeah, they have good soundtracks, they have like good storylines, so I feel like that's probably going to be the one to save it a bit. But I mean, imagine if that movie flops, though. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, that would be bad. Or what if James Gunn, he's like the head of DC now.
Yeah.
What if he's like a double agent and he purposely tanks it?
Maybe.
He made like a shitty movie on purpose. I
wouldn't doubt if he would do something like that.
And then it just like, well, I mean, Disney, they're so wealthy that like it doesn't, they'll be fine, They can afford a couple flops. And they're not really flops; they're just disappointments.
I wouldn't doubt if Nintendo keeps going they are actually because they already made a fucking movie logo banner and they're already on a train. Yeah. So I wouldn't doubt. Yeah, they're gonna be like, we're gonna ride this shit through for sure.
Well, because they're projecting this Mario movie is gonna make like $1.5 billion, which is
it's up there.
It's already at like $1 billion.
Yeah.
So that's wild. Like by comparison, I think Lightyear made like 222 million or something. So that's like a huge
deficit.
Difference.
Yeah, that's huge.
And Strange World didn't do that good. And I actually like both of those movies. I thought they were cool, but like they're not doing
Has any movie for Disney done $1 billion?
I'm sure they have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but which one?
Oh, it's probably like a Marvel one. I don't think like a straight up like animated movie.
That's what I was wondering if one of their movies have done a straight up $1 billion.
That would be interesting.
Because that's what I'm kind of depicting on. Not a Marvel movie. I'm wondering if an actual like Disney film has done like.
Well, if Avatar: The Way of Water counts.
Oh my god.
It's basically an animated movie. There's so much CGI in there.
For sure there is.
It would be funny. I'm kind of like rooting for the Mario movie to make more money than any James Cameron movie. Just because I think it'd be funny. I don't know. Because he puts so much stock in that it's just funny to me.
I didn't give a fuck about that movie. There was so much like push and drive behind it, and I just did not care.
I actually saw it. I saw
really?
Avatar.
I have not watched it yet.
It's like borderline good.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably give it. So the one thing is like I don't think it would be nearly as good at home. I saw it in 3D because I was like, this is probably worth it to see this in 3D. It's way too long for one.
Uh-huh.
It's like It's like over 3 hours. It's long as hell.
I like long movies though, so I mean,
yeah, but you like long movies that are interesting. You don't like a
true.
movie that's just long for no reason, where it's like an hour. This story didn't need to happen. You know?
Okay. I mean, for a list of long movies, I probably would probably be like Gone with the Wind, Seven Samurai, or Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Matt Reeves Batman.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like those movies, like I thoroughly enjoy because they're just like I don't know. I really like long movies.
But all of those felt like they didn't feel too long. You know.
Yeah,
it felt like it was necessary.
I honestly wish some of them were longer. Like I wish Matt Reeves Batman was a little bit longer. But it was really fucking good. I don't know why people complained about it. I mean, I guess because it was so different, but I really fucking liked it.
Yeah, it was cool. The Batman, I liked it. Some people don't. I feel like most people like it, though. It's pretty popular overall.
I really thought it was a good... Because it just reminded me of a comic book.
Oh, is that right? Nah, never mind. Actually, Frozen and Frozen 2 have done, like, crazy numbers.
What have they done?
Damn. The Lion King remake... is the highest right now. Mario will be on here. Oh no, right now Mario's number 16 on the list.
Oh shit.
So, but it's still in theaters, so it's still rising.
Yeah.
But like the number one is the Lion King remake, and it says it made $1,657,000,000.
What the hell?
Frozen 2 made $1,450,000,000, and then Frozen's number 3. So actually, a lot of these are Disney.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are some it's mostly Disney and Illumination, it looks like.
Interesting.
The original Lion King made almost $1 billion. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's a classic movie though.
I mean, the remake though made that much. I just
the remake. I had like no desire to watch.
Me neither.
That.
So I can't believe the remake actually did that much. But I'm just like, okay, I guess people want to go watch it. I never even cared for it.
I think part of it is the pandemic. Some of these Minions: The Rise of Gru made almost $1 billion though. That one was actually pretty good. I saw that one with Jazzy. That's an Illumination one. Despicable Me 3 is in there. Minions is in there. There's some Finding Dory. That's a Disney one. Any of the Incredibles 2? Okay. But Mario is number 16 and it only needs 6 million to pass Shrek 2. Yeah, it's definitely going to pass some of these for sure.
I mean, I think about it this way too. Those movies have had like time. This is fucking Nintendo's first.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Yeah, so
it could build. Well, if they do a sequel now, it'll probably do even better numbers.
Exactly.
Because there's still probably people that were like, I'm not sure. I always knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
I didn't know how good it would be, but I was like, there's no way they're going to like totally fuck this up.
No, not at all.
They did fuck up that one, but that one honestly wasn't as bad as people remember. The live action Mario movie.
Oh my god,
it's bad, but it's like it's not unwatchable. It's just bad. You know,
what's his name? Leguizamo going crazy and being like, they're not representing us Latinos over here. And that guy's all Latin fucking activist now.
How did you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I see where he's coming from. He's right in a sense, but like it's just like, why is it coming from you? Like the guy who was like sucking the dick of fucking Hollywood for so long, and it's like, come on now.
But it's also like, if anything, they're Italian, right? So it's like they're not like, you know,
that is like, Latino. I mean, in a sense, yeah.
Kinda, but it's more. It's like, you know. I mean, it's in Europe.
It's Latin based, but like, because I mean, there's Spain, there's Italian, and like Italian has like Spanish words inside of it. So it's, I mean, in a sense, but I'm just feel like I'm like, I don't know if it's really your place to say anything because you're saying it like these are like Mexicans and shit like that.
Like, that would be one thing if they were Mexican characters that they made white, but it's like they're.
But I get what he's saying. Like he wanted Italians to play Mario and Luigi, and it's just like, I don't know, maybe. I think it's just that. What's his name really wanted American big name actors just so they can like showboat more, and that's really what he wanted. That was his goal. Yeah,
well, I think they tried to get the best actors they could. You know, some of them had more voice acting experience than others. You know.
Yeah.
Because Chris Pratt was on the Lego movie, so that's like.
I think and then I just like he wanted some kind of American all-star.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, who is like a big name like Italian American actor that could have done it? Like, I can't really think.
Well, a lot of people were like, "Why didn't you just get the original voice actor?" And then it's just like
they could have done that.
Yeah, they could have done that.
I wouldn't have been mad if they did that.
I mean, they did it. I mean, they put he
was in there for a second.
Yeah, it was the person it was based off of, his landlord. that Italian Mario dude that was his landlord. That's who played the voice of like the fucking of that. So I mean, it's like there's always mentions of that. Like in The Last of Us, they had the original voice actors as actors in the live action series, and then like vice versa. It happens for other game movies and stuff like that. There's like they're in there. It's just I don't. Uncharted. The original fucking actor from Uncharted was actually in like the movie itself. I mean, I just don't. I think they just want other picks that like meet the eye for Americans. You know, like like Tom Holland's in this movie, Chris Pratt's in this movie. You know, it's big name artists that they want to bring. But it's like it is a stupid choice, but it's just like that's what I guess I think what brings in the money. So that's the end game. Honestly, it's always what brings in the money.
I think if you, and honestly, I think if you ask Italians, I don't think they consider themselves like Latino. You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, people were mad when Al Pacino played a Cuban for Scarface.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah. So they were mad. I don't know.
Different. Well, I mean, we would have to ask an Italians, get back to us. Do you consider yourself Latins or do you just consider yourself European?
Yeah, I think that
European.
They probably more just identify as being Italian,
Yeah.
you know, if anything. But, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting, I don't think that they're like, oh yeah, we're the same as Mexicans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Mexicans are shit upon in almost every country. They're like, there's the Mexicans, and it's like we have so much heritage and shit, though, bro. We bring more to the table than you do.
But people would have been mad if they got Mexicans to play Mario and Luigi. Probably,
I'd be down. Actually, you know what? No, that was a thing. Who the fuck? What was his name? There was a Mexican voice actor
that did
Mario, and everyone was all about it. They're like, this would have been fucking perfect if you like casted this guy to fucking play as Mario because it just sounds way more authentic and looks way more authentic. And they loved it, so I was like, yeah, okay, then maybe that goes in that direction then.
But other people were like, that would get annoying for a whole movie. So I could kind of see both sides of like, I would have preferred if they just had his voice like that, like because that guy was more like the traditional Mario, you know. I would have preferred that, but I could also see like it could get annoying for a whole movie.
Yeah,
you know, we don't hear Mario talk that much in the game.
No, you just hear him like squeak.
It's only every once in a while.
Squeak along and shit like that.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
Like he doesn't do a lot.
I mean, like his family was okay. That was another funny part. The fucking fact that the family was so like
they're all just like Mario.
Yeah, no, like cliche, like members of Italian society.
Yeah.
I was like, is this a little bit racist? I was like, nah, it's kind of funny actually. The fact they're just all like cliche Italians and shit, New York Italians and stuff. I was like, oh my god, that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
they talked Italian. Like their whole family sounded like with an authentic Italian accent and shit.
Yeah, they had that whole thing.
Yeah,
the Brooklyn. Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I just thought it was kind of silly. It's like it didn't. I thought they just should get whoever's best for the cast, you know. But like when they're talking about diversity, they couldn't have anybody non-white play Donkey Kong, or people would be pissed. If they had like the one animal being played by like a minority, people would be pissed at that.
I know, but sometimes it's fitting, and I just feel like it'd be better if. But I mean, honestly, Seth Rogen did a very good job.
Seth Rogen he made sense to be Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
like
his buffoonery and shit like that.
Yeah. It made sense. Like I like that casting, but you know, like it was kind of silly because it's like I don't know, like Peach. Were they supposed to get like somebody not blonde to play Peach?
I know, right? Exactly.
I don't know.
She was a perfect choice. I love Anna Taylor though.
Yeah, I mean but with Peach, her character sadly isn't really that developed, so probably a lot of people could have played her. You know.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk that much in the games, like so.
And then like she really doesn't have too much of a story behind her, except now. So.
Yeah, she's just a princess before, so.
Yeah.
They could have probably that one wouldn't have been as hard to do. But even Mario he's so they're both so like ingrained into society that a lot of people could technically do it. You know?
True.
But when you're trying to sell a movie, that's one thing.
I did like that they made like their world and our world different, and it was kind of fun because I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forget like. Yeah, like what's an Italian doing in this fucking scenario? Like, and the fact that like, that's like Mario and Luigi are from like Brooklyn, and like, what the fuck? Like, what world is this, or where the hell are we on stuff like that? So
yeah, it was interesting, that whole thing. It's always I always think of like the Japanese Italian connection. It's like they both were part of the Axis on World War II.
Yeah,
it is interesting that there's like a lot of Japanese stuff that has like Italians in it, like that.
Yeah.
It's probably because of that connection, You know,
Probably.
they were together in World War I and II. So like, yeah, it's an interesting thing.
They weren't giving them anime yet. That's why now they're with us.
Now they're now it's like the world's more open like that.
So we're on a closing statement now because we got like 10 minutes left, which
It blew by as always.
I know.
As always. I was gonna ask what other Nintendo movies you want to see. I think we kind of got.
You know what?
Okay,
Yeah. I actually have one I would love to see. I know everyone would want to
Birdo.
see Bird. You know everyone would want to. I know everyone would want to see a Studio Ghibli Zelda movie. I just feel like Hayao Miyazaki would not do it right, but I feel like it would be beautiful to see. But I feel like he'd want to do it in his own way. I don't know. It might work. It just depends on the writing and the production because I feel like that'd be a big clusterfuck.
Yeah.
A live action Metroid would be fucking rad. I think that'd be so cool. Two of them that I would actually see that are kind of like very like interesting, like people would be like, really, would be Earthbound and fucking Pikmin. I think Pikmin and Earthbound would be such cool movies to see as actual.
Earthbound would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, and Pikmin would be kind of cool to see as well. It's such a big environment.
I feel like a Donkey Kong movie would be fun.
Yeah, that'd probably be essential somewhere along the lines for sure.
Be a fun movie. If they really do a Star Fox one, I was like, that could be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Star
that'd
Fox.
be a whole fucking trilogy, dude. You could do a whole trilogy about Star Fox. I heard not Nintendo. I heard Netflix is supposed to be catalysting their next big series to be a live action Pokemon. Like that's supposed to be like their new Stranger Things. Like they're making room to make that like their fucking foot forward in what they're doing. And I'm like, is that real? Like, is that like what they're like? I've just read a few reports about it. I'm like, is this an actual thing or are they just making this up? Because that seems very odd, but okay.
That would be pretty damn.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like
with the Bebop thing that got really mixed.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, if they're gonna do a live action Pokemon movie, they fucking Netflix loves ruining things, don't they?
But Detective Pikachu was good.
Yeah, but Netflix just loves shitting on things, shitting on the things that people love. Death Note, fucking Cowboy Bebop. If they do Pokemon, I heard that they want to do Yu Yu Hakusho, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, they got to get the right people. I feel like if they do Pokemon, I feel like Nintendo will step in and like hopefully not.
If Nintendo has their foot in it, then probably.
I don't think they would let them do it if they didn't have some control.
Yeah, exactly.
So, most likely.
Yeah, because Pokemon's a big franchise. That brings in like so much money for Nintendo.
Because are you kidding me? Nintendo's never not been involved in Pokemon, right? Like they don't just let people do Pokemon.
That's their shit. Game Freak Nintendo, dude. GameCube Nintendo.
So if whoever did the Detective Pikachu, if they were involved, it would probably work.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was like a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I think that would work. But if it's just Netflix trying to make more anime, then that would not be good.
Pretty much, I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Really.
So how did you like performing at that John Wick?
You're gonna ask this now when we have fucking like 5 minutes, dude. This is like an hour conversation.
Yeah, true.
You literally gonna ask this now?
Sum it up.
Like, oh my god, this is literally like an hour conversation because so much happened. I feel like me and you are gonna have to do a car talk. It was good for the audience. It was good. I played a show yesterday and it was very fun. It honestly, yeah, the venue seemed like something out of John Wick. It was like think about like big lanterns and like clay pots and like old statues from China and shit like that with like a huge club dance floor like that. Just I don't know. My name was lit up. I had go-go dancers. It was fun.
That was cool. I got videos of that stuff too. If you want them.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, for sure. Send that over.
To you.
But I saw only the ones you tagged them in. Actually, I have a question for you, and I'm not saying this like in any hate or whatsoever. I just have a general question because I guess Instagram and TikTok work whatever way they work. Why do you repost the reposts?
Repost which ones?
Like at all? Like why? Okay, like
I always do that.
I
it's
know.
Funny.
Oh, okay.
I just like try to see. Sometimes we'll keep it going and it'll just get smaller.
Oh, I kind of figured that's what you're trying to get at. I was like, why do you repost the repost? But I kind of was like, maybe he's trying to do it to see like how far like
that's exactly
small
what
it
it
can
is.
get and shit. So okay, I was pretty on the nose about that.
Yeah, I just play around because I've gotten it where we just kept going and it was like this tiny square.
Who? What? With who? new.
Yeah, it'll just keep going. I want to see how far it goes one day.
Oh.
Like you just keep reposting it, like in your stories. That's the only way that it works.
I think I did that once. Like one time I zoomed in like with my phone, but I did it where the phone was facing forward, and I zoomed in to see how far I can go, and it got like super far, and then like it just became like a light, and then the light was just like trailing, and then I was like, oh dang, I've zoomed in way too much, so it's like it stops at one point. So I was like,
it's pretty fun.
I went multi-dimensional. But no, yeah, my show was good.
As
it was
usual.
fun. I know, exactly. I thank everyone that came out. Thank you for coming out. You and Cutmaster Kurt.
My pleasure.
Dollhouse Fire and his whole crowd, and then freaking Dion and the gang, Cameron Myers, ESX, everyone that was there. It was fun. For all the girls that broke my heart to make me play that, fuck you. No, I'm just playing. I got nothing but love for you. But honestly, yeah, emotion makes me play a lot better, so...
Suck up motherfucking dicks and we still smoke.
Are we closing with that? All right, that's a wrap.
So you want to wrap it there?
Yeah, right? That's a wrap.
No, it was cool, though. It was good to see you in your element. It seemed like you were having a lot of fun, so
I feel like I needed to loosen up a little bit more. There was times where I felt like I was too stiff on stage, and I was like, I feel like I'm just too stiff and kind of like scowling a little bit too much, and there's times I was like loose. I was like, I need to loosen up more, so I don't know.
Yeah, you did well. I don't think
being on stage was hot. Like I was just like, fuck,
it's
like
hot up there.
Yeah, like when the lights
always is,
when all the lights were behind me and blasting, I was fine, and like everything that was going on was fine. But then when they put the lights on me, I was like, okay, this is making me hot.
Oh yeah, they did like halfway through, huh?
Yeah, and that's when the go-go
lights
dancers
on.
came in. That's when the go-go dancers came up and they had the lights like on me, and I was like, fucking hey, it's getting hot up here.
That was cool, the go-go dancers, because it was like, it just added something to it. And it's funny because right before that, we were talking and I was like, yeah, I want to have dancers at the show. And then like you had dancers at the show.
Like what happened?
That's exactly what. And then it was cool to see that because I was like, yeah, this works. Like, it was like, I got to see what I was thinking.
No, that's cool. Yeah, you got to research a little bit. No, because I was thinking like there was moments because everyone else's set was just like doo, 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 like it was just like high volume song after song after song after song, and then like fucking like everyone would like kind of slow down and get into the next set, and it was just like, you know, making like the night progressively just like top notch songs the whole time. But I just feel like when you do that, you like people get bored because it's just repetitiveness and there's no breaths in between.
Yeah.
And my set had quite a few breaths, so like when came to a moment, especially when they were on, I remember there was like a moment where I was like, oh, it's about to get slow right now. And they just got on stage, and I was like, I wonder how they're going to feel about this. But I feel like I made them work. Like, I was like, because they would get slow and, like, build up and then get, like, you know, progressive and build back down and go. And then, like, there's even a part where the girl looked at me like, okay, when's it going? And I was like, keep tempo with the fucking beat and just keep fucking dancing, like, as long as you get it with it. But I was just like, I kind of felt like I made them work more, which is honestly nice because it's a change. So
yeah, it was cool. I think it seemed like they were into it. I saw them like looking at you, like they would turn around and like address you too.
Yeah, I felt like they were doing that because I was like going slow at some moments, and I was like, oh, am I going too slow or am I going fast enough? But I mean, it was only like breaths in between. I wasn't like just going slow for a long time. So
yeah,
I feel like they had fun work out of it.
I think they did. It seemed like they were having fun.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. Other than that one guy was like trying to touch him. That
old dude, yeah. Old dudes in the cut as usual.
It's like titties,
yeah. Old people.
Fucking Master
There's
Roshi.
nothing more disgusting than old fucking boomered men.
We're back full circle with Master Roshi.
Master Roshi. Sounds like King Cruel or something like that.
It does, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you had any final thoughts, but that's pretty much what I had for.
No, that's fine. I feel like we would have had a little bit more time. We just got to the studio late, so it's nice doing this. We haven't done this in a while, so thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, and we should do it again soon. I feel like.
We should, because it's been a while since I've done this last.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's always fun, but I just like forget, like, oh yeah, this is fun. And then now I figured out like the perfect camera angle, so that's cool.
I know. You know what? Last time I was on your show, I was talking about how I was so content about being like in my own demeanor and like, why would I need anybody else? And now next time I'm on your show, I'm talking about heartbreaks. I'm pretty sure people have questions like, wait, what the fuck happens?
Like, you didn't follow your own advice.
I know. It's just life's lessons. So maybe next time you'll hear the full story about that.
Yeah.
Zach will hear that because we're boys. But
yeah, we'll get into it.
But yeah.
Boy talks, not
boy talks in the car.
This is the magic.
Yeah, do you believe in magic? So yeah, with that, I mean, we're pretty much out.
All right. Well, until next time.
Peace.